Earth Hour resonates with my values of being responsible for nature. It is vital for me to ensure a green and great Mother Earth for all generations. I'm inspired to support the movement because I see the impact it has on individuals all around the world. With my 10 million tree planting project adding more impact to it. Earth Hour is important because it allows us to work towards achieving better resources for nature. Tourism and agriculture are the backbones for Tanzania's economy, and they're also nature-based. So if we don't stop climate change now, these sectors will collapse. I believe in the power of unity and that the climate crisis is a matter of urgency.
It's such a great honor to be able to raise funds for.
I'm Renee Noor, model, creative director, founder of Global Women Wealth Warriors, Wellness Hub, and GW3 Magazine. I dedicated my life and devoted my career into helping women and girls to achieving their goals. I've been passionate about empowering women and enriching men. This opportunity in working with the Global Women Wealth Warriors have afforded me the pleasure of traveling outside of the country to be a support unit, most importantly, to help impact and change lives. Our ultimate purpose is to help others to become whole from finance, spiritual, mental, as well as physical. We know there are challenges and obstacles to get you to the next level. However, it's time for you to level up, boss up, and welcome to Power to Soar.
And we are back. And indeed, we have been storing Janet Alvarado.
Hold on. There we go. I said, and we are back. All right. Not only have we been soaring, it has been an incredible afternoon being able to rise to lead here with RESURGE. Thanks so very much for everybody for joining us for this health wealth transformation as we're closing out 2023. October is truly the month for our pink breast cancer awareness. But I'll say this also, Janet, it has been an incredible time everyone, let's make sure we share out the link, whether you're sitting on a backstage, whether you're watching, whether no matter where you may be, let's make sure we sharing out the link. We want to make sure that we have not only an incredible show as we close out this segment, we want to ensure that we have everyone supporting this movement. Janet, how do you feel, superstar? How are you feeling over there?
I am just so grateful for today. Visionary. You are definitely a visionary, Renee Noor, the CEO of this incredible Women Wealth Warrior Society. You're bringing all the experts together, everyone telling their stories, getting all the ideas and learning new things and new ways to improve our lives. And that right there is what makes a difference in the world when we share our stories, because somebody's story can change somebody's life. So I appreciate you for creating this beautiful summit, empowering Rising to Lead Summit. We are rising and we're leading. So thank you so much. And I'm so excited for the next segment. We took a break. We had an incredible morning with experts. If you didn't watch it, go watch the YouTube previous this, and then stick around for the next event. Thank you.
Absolutely. You know, I want to go ahead and thank those who came out this morning. We rocked it out. Put some pink hearts up in the chat. We rocked it out from 12 noon to 5 p.m. And it really was a global reach. We were able to connect with people right there. Thanks to Ray from China. He was one of our powerful speakers. In addition, Ray Day from China, in addition to, and he talked about that artificial intelligence. But what I really appreciate about Ray, he also spoke about the fact of the fusion of finding more ways to have empathy, supporting each other through love, and also learning about each other's culture. I really appreciate that. We went all the way to Tanzania. You know, not only did we have two great surprises, thanks to Miss Miriam, who will be joining us also in Atlanta. Miriam is the beautiful sister of I'm so sorry, Zara's mother with Zara Adventures Tours. I'm so grateful that Miriam was able to be with us as she was traveling right there in Canada. And we know she's a powerful, powerful woman that's been able to bring about change. Turkey. Oh my goodness, that was one of your favorites. We had the Queen herself, CNN journalist, being able to pour in, the doctor. Tell me some of your takeaways that you had from the Queen herself.
Oh my goodness. You know how much notes I wrote today, this morning? Oh my gosh, she was amazing. The journalist from Turkey, and she's placed in UK. She went into war zones to get the interviews, okay? Talk to the people. She gave tips on those who want to become journalists. Be empathetic. Know who you're going to talk to. Know their history. And be genuine. Be yourself when it comes to interviewing. But Ray from China, we had Turkey in the house. We had Haiti. Oh my gosh, Karine. She was another amazing speaker.
We had both of those warriors. They went to war zones, and
her too. Yes,
she's over there saving those incredible babies' lives right there at that hospital. Guys, put some hearts up for what they're doing in Haiti right now. She's actually on a plane right now headed back to Haiti, but she had to make sure she made it happen. When she first started with the GW3 Wars, she was one of our mentees, and look at her now. She's on CNN telling her story, embracing her father's hospital right there in Haiti. And that's really what it's about, you know, being that game changer, but ultimately being able to really embrace humanity. One of our other incredible speakers too was the Sharon Ringo from the Sharon Ringo Foundation, planting 10 million trees. Everyone know when I first met Sharon, she was every bit of 11 years of age, and now she's 13 and has already planted over 56,000 trees, guys. 56,000 trees. You know, Janet, you're one of the proud ambassadors. I'm one of the proud ambassadors within the GW3 organization. We're partnered up with them to help them to reach even more, to build up the movement, and most importantly, to really help them to continue on with the sustainability. We know we're going to be seeing Sharon, her family, alongside with Corrine and everyone on the platform thus far, right there for Resurgence in December 13th. But let's talk about our survivors, those thrivers. Oh my goodness, that segment.
That segment. Talk about Crystal. Crystal, she said it. Take one step at a time. Get healthy physically, emotionally, spiritually. Take one small change in your diet, in your physical. Take a little walk for 10 minutes, just down to the ridiculous, down to the smallest changes. And those small changes add up throughout the year. So that was an incredible talk this morning.
With those powerful women, we had Miss Valerie on with us, Karen, KG House of Fashion, and then our testimonials that came right from our very own Sylvia Hayes, alongside with Glendina Green with her life transformational story. Oh my goodness. It gave everybody chills as she's embraced, you know, being level 4 with cancer. And look at how she's thriving today, guys. Make sure you're putting hearts up in the chat, as well as I'll say this, guys. Let's make sure we're sharing the link out. We're GW3 Global Women Wealth Warriors Society. We are excited about our next segment that we're kicking off with even more incredible leaders. Not only we got the doctor panel that's coming up, we have those in celebrating life, but also we know we love wearing pink, because it truly looks great when it's for the purpose and the cause. And that's what it is, you know, about today. You know, this Resurgence Virtual Summit has been not only a great way to connect with minds all across the globe, but as we're preparing for our next conversation. Are you ready for that, Miss Janet Everado? Are we ready? I am ready. On these new ladies that's getting ready to tell me they've been breaking glass ceilings, and I mean they're doing it unapologetically, and that is for sure. You know, share with everybody who's going to be some of the ladies that we're going to be speaking to next.
And that's the way to do it, right, Renee? Unapologetic. Oh my God, we got Dr. Zurian in the house. I can't wait to hear her testimonial, her segment. Dr. Sonia Dunbar. Now, you know, we got the experts in the house, guys. These are doctors who are sharing their expertise. We need to listen and learn. We have some beautiful women who have gone through the journey and come on the other side. So just listening to their stories is going to be very impactful. So get your papers and pens out, because you're going to want to write some things down, okay?
Absolutely, absolutely. Definitely. And so let's kick off right now with this segment. We're talking about breaking barriers. These are women who've been empowering, not only being phenomenal women, but in leadership. And most of them, you know, we call them boss ladies. As a matter of fact, the first boss lady is all the way from Germany. And I love the fact that not only she's embraced that title, being the boss lady, she understands what it takes in being that boss lady and being able to also lead to support her team, Ms. Barbara Hill-Sonnet. Hello, Barbara. How are you doing?
I'm very excited to be here and enjoy to share my story with you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Barbara.
Awesome. Yes, thank you, Barbara. We're looking forward to hearing from you as well. One of our other bosses that's joining us today will be the one and only, all the way from the Dominican Republic, our very own Miss Shirley Baez. Now, we know Shirley also is a veteran, and we so support her in every way possible. How are you doing today, Miss Shirley?
Good evening, everybody. I'm so very happy to be here. This is so exciting.
Well, we are so grateful to have you. We're looking forward to hearing from you share your story as well. I know we have two more bosses that's going to be a part of this segment. We like to call her the mayor, and everyone, as they said, can I get a whoop whoop for the one and only Miss Lolita Anderson to the table? Woo, woo.
Hi,
I
ladies.
love it. How are you doing today, Lolita?
Man, we are champions winning on purpose, Renee Nora, and we are ready. I am so excited to see everyone. And we have a big surprise from my hometown. I know you're going to introduce her, so I'm so excited to be here tonight.
Awesome, awesome. And I think in this particular segment here, last but surely not least, I want to make sure it is Patrice Richards. Do we see Patrice in the team right here? If we don't have Patrice Richard, what we're going to do, we're going to bring up another superstar. We know for sure that whole wellness strategies, that's going to be for our doctors. We know we have Dr. Sonia Dunbar that's going to be joining us later on alongside with Dr. Zudian Coleman. We know Michelle, Miss Wall Street Hodges is going to be joining us. Felicia Shakespeare will be in the building. And then we already have Miss Trellis Thompson alongside with our very own Michelle McLean. So I want to say that I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for the leadership of you all, Barbara, alongside with Miss Shirley, as well as Lolita Anderson. And, we're looking forward to learning so much from you today. How about this? Let's bring up one of our experts, Lolita. Let's bring up our very own Dr. Sonia Dunbar in the building. Oh my goodness. Every time I see you, Dr. Sonia, you keep on getting younger every time I see you. How do you do that? Okay, it's like a reverse of time here, right?
It's thank you for having me, and I'm so happy to be here amongst all you powerful women. I was listening to some of the stories earlier today. It blessed my heart. I love you, Lolita. And the secret to my I think my skin and my health is the way I eat. I juice. I exercise 45 minutes a day. I'm 100% plant-based, and you are what you eat. Period. You are what you eat. So I bless God for the discipline that He's given me, and I'm really honored to be here with you, ladies, this evening.
Well, we're so honored to have you as well, and we're looking so forward to learning from you. What we're about to do now, we're going to go ahead on and go into the individual conversations, individual segments for each one of the ladies. And I share this with you because we have so much great energy that's taking place. It's very electrifying. We may need to have everyone to mute while one person is speaking, so therefore we can clearly hear the other person. So just keep that in mind. But for right now, without further ado, let's go ahead on and welcome our very own boss lady, all the way from Germany, the one and only Miss Barbara Hill-Sinek. Take it away, Barbara. Whoop, whoop.
Hello, good evening. I'm very excited to be here and share the story. I know often we might not want to think about what is when we're 90, but I have a clear vision out there. When I'm 90, I have this vision that I will celebrate, and I have the opportunity to celebrate it with others. And they're sharing little stories how what we shared, a moment in time, a connection we made, has impacted their life. Is one of the elements who keeps me going whenever there are. And life is always a journey, and we're taking a train, and it gives us and it puts us into one segment and to another, and or another country. There's always something happening. But on this journey, we meet people. So coming back to my vision down there, as things are happening in life, it's going up and down. And I believe we need to have a very strong why, and this why is moving us forward. I have been born and raised in Germany. My family originally comes from the country of Czechia. It was the former Czechoslovakia. but they lost everything in war. So I have been born on the values of working hard and, keeping your head down. So try not to stand out. I was a very shy and quiet child. And it changed at a certain point when I started to be able to stand up for others. One of the big lessons in my life and what I learned is that when we want to embrace growth, it is very important for us to let other things go. Growth is not happening in the area of comfort. It is happening when we're stepping out of the comfort zone and when we are pushing a little bit forward. It has different meanings for everybody, but I believe strongly that only with allowing us to not being comfortable that we can reach our highest. Also, we cannot reach it alone. It is important to have an amazing support structure around us. When I look at the vision, I'm looking at the collective vision. My goal is to be part of something bigger, that when we're growing and creating wealth for others, it has impact. And we're not only doing that for us, for our family, and for our legacy build, but for the community, the people we touch, the people we provide housing for, shareable concepts of how we're creating wealth and value. Feel strongly about it. So when I'm looking back at my journey, starting to work in corporate world, being and having the opportunity to come over the US, leading an assignment, staying here in this beautiful country, meeting other people and making further decisions. One for me was also that after my son was born, to really step back for a while and then rethinking if what I have accomplished and achieved to a certain level of management, is that really still what I want? And some of that, in some moments in our life, there is a standstill. And these are also very important moments. Even so, sometimes we feel it might take too long. This breath we have to take, that moment of silence, might even help us to get out of it stronger. So I was utilizing that time to say, okay, what is the next phase in my life? And I decided to invest in real estate. With that, I had beautiful opportunities to meet other amazing people. And one is, is the wife of Millard Fuller. She was the wife of Millard Fuller. He was the founder originally of Habitat for Humanity and later the Fuller Center for Housing. In this capacity, had the opportunity to serve on board and also got the idea to write the first book. It was really pretty much a moment of a conversation who triggered that story. Coming back to the message I wanted to leave it, if you want to grow, you have to let go, but sometimes also stepping out and doing different things. And thinking about broader, I believe strongly that we have to give community value. So what pushes me to get out of bed every morning with energy? I believe in routines. I believe in consistency because they are the drivers at the end. When you see somebody achieving more and being successful, often it might sound or look like it is like an overnight journey. But it has been and is always work and impact and giving and learning year over year, day over day, hour per hour, to really move us up. So ending this conversation is, if you want to grow, you have to let go. And I encourage everybody to also step out of the comfort zone, to be able to do something new. I living this motto every year, trying to at least to do one thing I never have done before, so that I can and be a learner all of my life. I hope that this could give a little inspiration. On the health and wealth side, we touched on eating healthy. For me, one element is really trying to cut out sugar as much as I can, the sugar, the unneeded sugar in my diet. And of course, it's about good water we're drinking and the food we are taking in. So nothing too dramatic. In addition, I have a very rigorous workout routine. I turned 60 this year, and I kind of like I feel very, very strong and happy in my skin as well. Thank you for the opportunity to listen to me. My big element and what I want to drive and what I want to give back is thinking about alternative ways and stream of income. As we are running our businesses, we often focus strongly on that one element. But in addition, we want to build our own little empires. With that is how we can utilize and invest our money wisely. If you want to learn more about that, please contact me on my website, barbarahs.com. Would love to have further conversations. Thank you. And I'm very excited to listen to all of the other amazing women who are coming up next.
Thank you, Barbara. You're on mute, Renee.
I said, Barbara, amazing. It's no way possible that
you are 60. No.
You are 61. Okay, you need to stop saying that. First and foremost, you look incredible. In addition to that, Barbara, we are just so moved by how you just position yourself in not only being this woman that's breaking barriers, but nothing's stopping you. Nothing is stopping you at all. Thank you for being a phenomenal woman. Thank you for being a phenomenal mother, as well as the boss lady that's literally owning up. Not only you're leading, you're totally setting new trends too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Your workout regimen is so impressive. I see why you stay young. Everybody got hearts. They're blowing up the chat right now, Janet, because they just love your story. Oh my goodness. Yes, Janet.
I love that, Barbara, when you said, if you want to grow, you have to let go. That is so good. We have to let go of the old thinking, of the old ways, of the things that no longer serve us. And I love the fact that you said routines. Having a routine, a regular routine, and knowing what, especially a healthy routine, waking up with gratitude, doing your exercises, eating right, doing things that help you grow, and a lifelong learner. I love that, Barbara. We are all lifelong learners. If we stop learning, we stop growing. So thank you so much for mentioning that. I love that. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thank you for being with us.
So Barbara, we would love for you to join us for the panel discussion with the ladies as we come back. But we want to thank you so very much for giving us your words of advice, wisdom, as well as just sharing your life journey. And please put some hearts up in the chat. We always love those breakthroughs from phenomenal women such as Miss Barbara Hill-Sonic. So thank you, Barbara.
The boss lady.
Yes. Boss lady, yes.
I have to ask this question, okay? Who gave you that name? Because I was like, boss lady. I love that.
Honestly, it was the team of one of my companies. It was the gentleman, and they gave me that name, and I took it and I was running with it.
Absolutely. Well, I want to say thank you again for celebrating. We were in Vegas together earlier this year. Remember? Oh
yes.
My God. It was so wonderful. And we're looking so forward to also celebrating you December 13th being one of those cheerleaders as you continue on leading the way. So
Yeah,
Barbara,
very
you're
excited
very
about
excited.
that as well, and hosting a table and having and bringing amazing new people to the event.
All
Absolutely.
roads lead to Atlanta, December 12th and 13th. Be
That's
there, be square.
I love that, Shannon. I love it. Well, we're getting ready to welcome one of these other incredible ladies as well. And Barbara, it's because of you, we got the opportunity of meeting Miss Shirley Baez. And I think you guys are twins. I'm just going to let you know right now because your energy is wonderful. I love to see how you guys interact with each other. But it's just a true blessing to have you also, Shirley, right here in the great community. And we're going to be learning so much from you as well. You're going to be talking about breaking barriers, the veteran that you are. And you know what? I'm really excited to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you, Queen Renee. Thank you, Janet. Barbara, she's my girl. Good minds think alike. She's a friend, she's a colleague, she's also a mentor. And I love it when we women, when we really connect, is because we really are bringing value to one another and helping each other grow. So I'm so blessed to have that friendship and to have all of you ladies in my world, so.
Me too.
Yes,
Yeah, thank you, Shirley. And from the heart, but that's the part. It's like leadership. We'll touch on that later. Is key, and for us as women, also being this leadership and role model to others, sharing, with the fullest heart, being authentic. So, and that is you as well, my beautiful friend.
Thank you.
So we're looking forward to learning from you, Miss Shirley Baez. Take it away, beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Wow. For me, I'm going to give you just a little bit of a journey of my leadership journey as I took upon that specific skill that I didn't even realize changed my life. Women overall have contributed to the fabric of this great society. Women make up at least 58% of the workforce, according to Forbes. But despite this percentage and the strides that we've made, we still have 35% of women holding leadership positions or executive positions in organizations. And sometimes I ask myself, why, right? Why do we still are striving to break, the quote unquote glass ceiling? And that's why it's so important for me to highlight not only my journey in leadership, but highlighting women and why it's important for women. It's essential for women to be in leadership positions, because I believe that it's essential to the progress of our businesses, of society, and of the future generations. Women leaders have a tendency to give back and to be intentional about making an impact in our communities. And so that's why I always advocate for women, to step out of their comfort zone and to be highlighted and recognized for the leaders that they are, and given those opportunities for them to also make a difference in organizations. So good evening, everybody. My name is Shirley Baez. I am a 20-year Army veteran. I'm an author. I'm a coach. I am the CEO and founder of Leadership Academy, and also a co-partner with other wonderful veterans as a resilience building leadership program coach to certify other leaders and aspiring leaders to be experts in their field and to be experts in forming resilient teams. Another statistic that I want to put out is that when we empower women in leadership positions, or when we place them in executive positions in organizations, companies tend to be more successful, at least 80% above those that don't have women execs, right? And this is another search that I found in accordance with Forbes. And so with that being said, and when I see these statistics, I start reflecting on my own leadership journey, right? And where I come to reflect is the barriers that I had to succumb and that I came through, that I come across on my leadership journey. I never thought again that leadership would be that one thing that would get me out of the inner city, that would mold me to be the person I am today, and that would enable me to also mentor, teach, coach, and mentor others to be the best versions of themselves and to be leaders in their own right and leaders in their organizations and communities. But that didn't come without coming across barriers, right? And some of the barriers that I saw in myself and that I saw in other women is, the lack of confidence that we have in our own selves, or, the deep belief that we can do this, that we can ascend to bigger responsibilities or to important roles in our organizations, or the self-doubt, the self-esteem that we sometimes have, the imposter syndrome of not believing that, yes, you are being courageous, you are the leader that you think you are not, right? That you are capable of really bringing in thoughts and creativity into an organization and into a project. One of the main things that I also saw on my journey in the military, as well as in corporate, is what we call the broken rung, right? And what is the broken rung? And it's the first major step in a corporate ladder when women tend to be held back, whether it's through unconscious bias, through stereotypes, or probably not even having a sponsor or a mentor to guide them through the next big step. One of the things that I saw also that holds women back is the lack of access to high visibility projects. And I also went through that on my own journey, right? And so I had to fight through those things, and I had to really outwork some of my male counterparts. And it was funny when they would ask me in the military, well, Shirley, why do you have to fight so hard? Why do you have to work so hard? Well, because when I work just as much as you, it seems like I don't get the same recognition as you are, And so I knew, I was in the military, right? In the big army, as they say. But then after 8 years, I wanted to challenge myself even further and go to the special operations community. And if some of you know the military, special operations is a small elite group of individuals that have to go through an arduous selection process to be part of that community. And so you had to be really mentally, physically, emotionally fit to be selected to be there. And so if you think that a small percentage of the big military have a small percentage of women, imagine being part of the special operations community. I had to work that much harder, right? But again, it goes back to the mindset that I had at the time, where I didn't think that I was good enough. And I know that a lot of women that are ascending in leadership positions do feel that way. And most of that also correlated to that broken rung, or not having that sponsor or that champion, supporting me and championing me through those hard times. And I say that to say this: I struggled with that for a long time, until I had my crown moment. And what I call my crown moment is when I was already a senior leader in charge of a company of 30 plus people. And for the most part, they were the same type of people. And for the majority were men, and one type of men, type A, a certain demographic. And when I went into that organization, that company that I was blessed to be entrusted upon, I needed to rethink how I wanted to recreate my team. And so whenever the time it came for people to rotate out, I was very intentional about picking a diverse group of people, and even people that you would think, oh, they're underdogs or they don't fit the they don't fit the type of being in this organization or whatnot. I needed to be courageous enough to pick those people, because guess what? Some of those people that are not given those opportunities because they fit in a box of not fitting the type are the most thoughtful, empathetic, creative people. You just have to give them that opportunity to have their input and to shine in the spotlight. And so that also brought upon me bringing in more females to give that aspect, that flavor that female leaders bring to an organization. Why? Because we're more collaborative. We are more intentional about working in teams, right? We foster that family-oriented environment. We're more empathetic to people's needs. We love empowering other people. Not to say that men are not like that, but I'm saying that women tend to have those natural skills coming into leadership positions. And so as I came into this organization, still doubting myself, still thinking, oh my God, how did they pick me? Or, am I going to do the right thing? Or I don't have all the answers. Guess what? As a leader, you don't have all the answers. And so my biggest crown moment was when I told my commander at that time, hey, sir, I need to take some time. I need to take a couple days off to really, reconnect with myself and see what's going on. And I tell you that the first thing I did was really be intentional about how I was feeling, believing that if I was placed in this position, it was because I was entrusted and that people saw the potential in me to make an impact in that organization. And that really changed my mindset. When I came back, I had a couple soldiers tell me, oh my goodness, first sergeant, and that was my rank at the time, I don't know what happened in this weekend, but when you came back, first sergeant, everything just changed. And what really changed in my mind is that I had to get out of my own way. And it wasn't about me, but it was about the soldiers I led, right? It was about their betterment, their growth in their career, because I was already getting to the end of mine. And so it was my responsibility to formulate the environment for them to win. And that's when everything changed. But really overcoming challenges in my life was the pinnacle of my journey. And I would say that, just believe in yourself. Make sure that you find a sponsor. Make sure you have a mentor that you can trust. Make sure that you're always learning and growing, as Barbara said, a lifelong learner. And make sure that you really foster the act of self-leadership. Because to me, my mantra is this: if you don't know how to lead yourself and you can't lead yourself, how can you lead anybody else? And so really know how to foster that, and how, be a leader of your own life, of your own self first, before you try to lead anything else. And that goes into, personal, professional, and in your business. And so that has been my journey in leadership. And that's why I love to teach, coach, and mentor others to grow and to be successful. So thank you.
Well, not only we're so excited that you are here with us, Shirley, especially as being one of those amazing, I would say, okay.
Phenomenal leaders.
Our veterans, one of our veterans,
phenomenal leaders.
Specific, yes, our veterans. One of those veterans, because it has to be a little bit of a challenge. You're in a space where it's a male-dominating career, and I'm happy to see that over the years we've been able to break many of those glass ceilings, and you're right there in the midst of it all. And so, not only is it important for us to realize the value of what women do, we bring more than just our beauty to the table, because we know how to get in, roll our sleeves up, and get dirty just like the guys and make things happen. And that's exactly what you've been able to do. But I love the fact that you understand your positioning, your purpose, and your value. So with that, being able to lead not only your ship, but showing others how to become leaders, it takes a lot of courageousness, as well as it definitely takes a lot of resiliency as well. So thank you for sharing with us today.
Thank
for
you,
Thank
Shirley.
you. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness, Shirley, you're amazing. And thank you for your service. And thank you for being a phenomenal leader, a woman leader. I love that your lead her lead her ship academy. I love it. I love that. And I saw that HER. I didn't notice it at first, but that's amazing because you're so right when it comes to women in our society today. A lot of women lack confidence. They're limiting beliefs that we need coaches and mentors. Believe me, I've been there, done that, and we still struggle. I'm not going to say everybody's perfect. We still struggle with our confidence, and it's okay. But when we connect with coaches or mentors, we could talk about it and overcome those limiting beliefs. So thank you, Lead Her Academy, Shirley. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge.
Thank
And
you.
I want to add this too, Janet, because you said something. No matter what season it is, we should always have coaches. One of my mentors would have to be John C. Maxwell, and he still have coaches in his senior years as a seasonal millennial. So not only is coaches important, but you want to be able to be coachable in order for you to be able to teach and lead. So those combinations are very important because we have to constantly be learning every day. And I think also Karen Getty, she was on earlier, Shirley, and she spoke so much about that. You have to own up on your own space. You have to literally take claim to what it is that you're going to do and do it. Do it, not only do it now, but do it right now. So therefore you can get the results. So Shirley, we'd love to bring you back for our amazing panel discussion with our other ladies. But thank you so much for everything that you do, as well as your service to the community. It's very much appreciated.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, thank you. I know we're going to be bringing up the very own mayor, as we say. Can we get a whoop whoop for the God? I mean, Lolita, you have been definitely not only blazing the city of Atlanta, you have given it a whole new perspective. You put everything in a new perspective. Are you really running for governor?
Yeah, I think I might as well just do it, right? I might as well just do it.
Push
Yes.
past mayor, governor. How are you doing, Lolita?
We are champions, Renee Noor and Miss Janet Alvarado, winning on purpose out here in these highways and byways. It is an amazing opportunity to do this thing called life, and I'm excited about it.
Absolutely. Well, we're looking so forward to hearing from you and learning from you as well in this segment of how you have been breaking barriers as a phenomenal woman that you are. Take it away, Lolita Anderson.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm Lolita Anderson, and my maiden name is Lolita Anise Norris. That's my maiden name. I'm actually from Detroit, Michigan, Highland Park proper. And from Highland Park, I know we have a story of our journey, and I come from a space and place where we understand people, we understand folks, we understand the journey, we understand the mountain, whether it's slippery, slopey, or whichever. The mountain is the mountain. And I come from a family of military as well. We're Army, Navy, and Air Force. My daughter Nadia and my son in love are actually in London. She's a United States Airman. And my beautiful daughter Kiara is here in Atlanta with my grandson Carter. So I have to send that shout out. I'm a continuous in the area of fashion. I'm a former plus model from Ebony Fashion Fair, traveled and went everywhere, and still doing and working in that space to empower women and men to be the best that you are in your space and place. And here in my career, I am LA Properties and Consulting, and I'm the proud owner and CEO of an amazing company and opportunity to serve as a servant leader in the space of housing, consulting, and be able to transform people's lives and partner with some amazing individuals. I came formerly from the Ritz-Carlton Corporation that helped me to develop all of my genius de I serve in our local assembly, also as Deaconess Lolita under amazing Dr. Kent Branch and Dr. Diana Branch at Arise Church of Atlanta. Just that shout out, because you need all those foundational principles to help you to press through. And the leadership piece of what I've heard most recently, with every promotion in life, God will give you a problem to solve for somebody else. And that's interesting, because how do I have to have a problem? Because when you're able to solve a problem, that's where your promotion comes. And you'll be surprised, just most recently, working with so many spaces, even with veterans. I'm able to serve, I've housed over 3,000 veterans, over 4,000 now, I'm sure, with the partnership of so many amazing coaches and cheerleaders in my life, with real estate developers and companies that have been able to embrace a housing sustainable model. And it goes from corporate housing to single family, multifamily, and sustainable housing with programs. And to be in a unique space like that, where you're able to cheerlead and advocate for individuals and families that are dealing with a multiple opportunities, vicissitudes of life, if you will, with veterans and families, being able to serve that space of housing, you'll be surprised that just regular folks are dealing with life. And just most recently working with single dads that have their sons, and he's at the Salvation Army, and he's working with a program through Hope Atlanta here in Atlanta. I am so honored to be able to do that, because I'm able to hear it. And as leaders, as servant leaders, we're able to hear beyond the story. We're able to see beyond the circumstance. And I believe in the space that I am in, and my why, our purpose, our resilience, and how we help people to grow. That's what I'm about. It's sustainable housing. Is not just four walls and a door. It is being able to anchor you to be able to see what's your next. And it's not just housing with your key. It's housing because you have to be able to deal with where you are in life. And again, I'm looking at my notes. So I want to make sure I stay on track of what I want to be able to say. As a professional in this business of real estate, we have been able to embrace so many other opportunities that I don't think anybody even considered to be able to do. They call it Section 8. They call it PADV, which is Partners Against Domestic Violence. To be able to work in that space of mental health. I'm not a mental health worker. I am a person that partners with those agencies and partners to be able to, again, help our families, our communities. Because even with our seniors and senior housing, we're dealing with housing crisis for a variety of reasons. And with my space of service, I've been able to really cultivate a culture. I think I cultivate a culture of understanding, and to bring that together in this community globally. We go outside of Georgia. I've partnered with Atlanta Housing, East Point, College Park, Gwinnett County, a plethora of agencies. And we have a subject matter expertise that's needed in order to sustain families. I've seen families be able to continue going back to school individually and collectively, not just the children, but the parents or parent, to be able to go back to school and to be on their feet. Everybody that's dealing with housing crisis is not because they have been in other criminal or other activities. It's just life happens. And I've been really blessed to be able to have a knowledge base on what it is that we're trying to do to support those spaces and places for individuals. In a leadership role of what we're doing, I really want to be able to help motivate individuals to keep their mental health healthy. When you're going through crisis and you have support, stay with the support. Stay with the support, because you'll be able to help and support other individuals. I am also a proud chairwoman with the Global Women's Society. I'm an ambassador with the Sharon Ringel Foundation. And this year, I'm a Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. And that is such a blessing for me, because what does that mean to me as a leader? to be a Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. It means a lot of different things. It's a lot of different things for a lot of different people. As women that are in their young years of 50s, and we're being able to thrive in this space. I want to be, when I'm an ancestor, that our families are able to look back and they'll be able to thrive on their own, and they'll be able to pick themselves up, or they'll be able to keep moving forward in a good, positive space. People want me to mentor them. God bless them if they want me to mentor them. But I think I come from a place and space where I'm surrounded. I really am surrounded by a bunch of cheerleaders. I'm surrounded by a bunch of coaches that help us to understand what we're doing and accountability. What I have understood as leaders, to have boundaries, to have understanding, to have intelligence about your emotions. Most recently partnering with a deal in Atlanta, in the East Point. I've been blessed to be able to work with, of course, Renee Noor and Malika Starr, that helped me to be, and of course my assistant, Henry, with Dimension Management. You cannot do this thing alone. You can't do this thing called life alone. And I have just thrived in business. Where my office is now is with the Bimbo Investing Group. And I'm so grateful to be having the opportunity to partner with the Bimbo Investing Group partnership in their real estate, because this property here is very unique, because it is able to incorporate everything that you need to be able to move on to the next step in your life. And again, having a knowledge base of what we're trying to do. I say something every day and people know what I'm going to say. We are champions, and we're champions winning on purpose. It's very intentional what it is that I want to try to impart and imprint on this thing called life for others, and as well as for myself. Because I know when I'm doing well, others are able to do well. And that's where I'm trying to go, and where I'm trying to help others to go in this journey, in the housing journey. So I believe if you want to see more about what I do, is meetlolitaanderson.com. My company is LA Properties and Consulting. And my company was actually birthed from working for and with the Ritz-Carlton. And I was just doing what I do. And of course, one of the real estate investors, T. Dallas Smith, saw me. I was working then, partnering with Brian Jordan with the BOJ development. And it was all she wrote. And it just kept going and growing and glowing out here. And I'm so honored to be on this platform, to be able to give light to what we do in the property management space, the consulting space. We are intelligent out here. We're thrivers. We're survivors. And I want to always support that. I have several friends that have thrived through this thing with cancer and breast cancer, and have been great friends. And I'm glad I'm able to be able to continue to support these platforms with men and women. And I am in a male dominant space as well. And I don't consider myself a female, and them the male. I'm the crew, and we're partners. And that's what we're doing. And we are doing it together better. And that's what we are. So I appreciate everyone being here tonight. And again, if I can answer any questions for you, you'll see a lot of my social media out there to be able to support and inspire everyone. So that is me, and I appreciate everyone out there.
Woo-woo! Lolita! Renee, you are in the Matrix.
Am I in the Matrix right now?
You are out of the Matrix now.
Woo! I'm happy I am out of the Matrix. Oh, Lolita Anderson, the mayor of GW3 Warriors. Everybody, oh man, I mean, just fire. Just love your leadership in the space, especially in the community that needs you. You know, something is so important in being able to recognize not only those, no matter where we stand. We talked about it earlier. No time for judging. All we have time for is loving. Okay, Ray spoke about that earlier today. There's no time for us to focus on skin color or anything like that. We we are so like right here pushed with our backs up against the wall. We really have to do more getting our hands all up into business so that we can make an impact, and especially in our very own communities. You are that community leader. Your dear friend right there at Atlanta City Hall, Mr. Greg, truly appreciates what Lolita Anderson does in the community. And I just want you to know.
And I love what they do. I'm glad you said that, Renee. The constituent
Absolutely.
Team with the city of Atlanta under the amazing Mayor Andre Dickens.
That's right.
They are phenomenal. And you can't say everybody's name. I see Malika Stars out there. Thank you so much, our partner in crime out there. But Constituent Services does so much for the constituents in the city of Atlanta and persons outside of the city of Atlanta. People come from other cities to come to the city of Atlanta. They really do. And just kudos to them and what we're doing out here. And it just happens so organically. And I think that's how the covenant relationships happen. It happens very natural and very organically. And that's where you pour out your whole heart. Because you're like, wait a minute, I'm tired. I don't want to keep going. And it doesn't happen like that in your mind. You just, okay, let me put on my other shoes. Let me put on my other thing and let's go out here and just grind. And that's what we do. So again, thank you for mentioning that. Because I want to make sure I say thank you to
so welcome. No, thank you. Thank you. You're definitely appealing the community, and we just want to say, not only do we want to have you back for our discussion, I know Janet want to pour into you as well, and then we're going to be closing up this segment. I know we snuck our very own doctor in. That would be Dr. Sonia Dunbar, but we're grateful that we're going to be following up with her, and then after that, we'll do our panel discussion. Janet?
And by the way, Sonia is from my hometown as well. So I wanted to just, yes, I her mother's in heaven still think I took her perfume, but I didn't. So yes, I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud. And our friend Marlon, who is now Bishop Reed, if he sees this, God bless you, sir, and all of us who are in this next generation of our life. And look at us. I'm so proud that the righteous has never been forsaken or his seed begging for bread, because we're champions out here and we're doing it. And I'm proud of us and I'm proud of me.
Woo, woo. Thank you, Lolita. Thank you. And by the way, congratulations on your Lifetime Achievement Award. Yes.
Thank
you. You deserve it, Queen Lolita.
Yes, if I can bring this behind me on my wall, it is over there. So I have my right background on, so I didn't do it.
Oh, man. Talk about honor. Oh, my God. And a housing advocate. You are an angel on this earth, helping those in need of shelter. Okay.
You think I'm the devil with horns, but that's okay.
No, Lolita, no. Oh my gosh, you're an angel. Thank you so much for all you do, and congratulations again.
You're the best.
You're the best.
Absolutely. Well, our next beauty that we're going to definitely lean into as the one and only Dr. Sonia Dunbar. I want to say this, Sonia. Lolita talks about you all the time. Okay, I just want you to know that all the time. And she's like, you don't know Sonia, you don't say. I said, I may know Sonia. And then, everywhere I went on different postings and I saw this beautiful woman. But one thing I'll say, you can feel your energy. Oh my goodness, it's infectious. And then when I saw you in action, right there with over 3,000 of our young seniors, that's right, our young seniors, I said, she's a real one. You are truly, indeed, a real one. And I know you've had to break these barriers because you do it unapologetically. That's the first thing. But you do it from your heart as well. And you thrive just so, I guess, just like those Detroiters. They know how to thrive a little bit different. Okay? Look at her. That's right. So, Sonia, we're looking forward to hearing from you. And thank you so very much for being here with us this evening.
Well, let me get my timer started. I'm a stickler with staying on time. Thank you, everyone, for allowing me to be here. My name is Sonia Dunbar. I'm affectionately known as a geriatric tooth fairy. And I have the honor of working with our seniors. I get to serve people at the tail end of their lives. I serve, the majority of my business is done in long-term care facilities. And we're in Florida. We have the honor to be in Georgia. And now we're in Alabama. We're serving seniors across the country with their oral care, because so many seniors in long-term care facilities don't even get the basic oral care, getting their teeth brushed every day. It's sad to say some animals' teeth get taken care of better than some of our seniors. So I'm here today as an advocate for seniors across this country to help them get better oral care and to be an advocate for them getting their teeth and their mouth taken care of. I'm going to pull my notes up and I'm going to dive right in. I just want to share some things. Everything everyone said tonight was so powerful, but we all as women know it's the little foxes that destroy the vine. Now, like I said, I understand that I get to work with women and men at the end of their journey. People in long-term care facilities, they don't usually move out, they die out. So I get to help them at the end of their journey. So I go across the country, nationally and internationally. I'm a TEDx speaker, and I talk to people about the importance of oral care before we age, because the mouth is the entrance to your health. If your mouth isn't healthy, your whole body isn't healthy. And we need to be aware of that. So many of us, we brush our teeth and our gums will bleed and we'll blow it away. But if you rub your eyeball and that eyeball bleeds, you go into the hospital. If you scratch your ear bleeds, you go into the hospital, the ear doctor. So why, when you brush your teeth and your gums bleed, you don't go to the dentist? Oral care is so important. We as dental professionals can diagnose so many things with your mouth. I don't know how many people know that cardiovascular disease has been linked to oral care. If you have gum disease, if your gums bleed when you brush, when your gums bleed, that means the gingiva around your teeth has opened up. That plaque and bacteria on your teeth can get into your bloodstream. I'm having a personal summer right now. Get 50 and you'll understand. But once the gums open up and they get a little blood in them, the bacteria and plaque gets into your blood system, and that goes into the heart, and that can cause bacterial endocarditis, which can lead to gum disease. Diabetes, if someone's already a diabetic, if you have gum disease and plaque around your teeth, that makes you lose your teeth and it makes your diabetes worse. Many people with uncontrolled diabetes end up losing all of their teeth. They end up losing all of their teeth. And if you think about it, most people don't get a lot of cavities or get their teeth knocked out. Most people's teeth become loose because of gum disease, and that's how they lose their teeth. Respiratory infection is related to gum disease. COVID. When we were going into the nursing homes doing the COVID, yes, I went in doing COVID because someone needed to go in and see the older people. If you have infection in your mouth and like bacteria and tartar because you're not taking care of your teeth, and you get a cold and you breathe that bacteria in, and if you're an older person in a wheelchair and you can't walk around and open and close your lungs, then you're going to get aspiration pneumonia. A lot of people with COVID probably had a lot of bad gum disease in their mouth if they were in a long-term care facilities, and that probably made the COVID worse. Listen, this is the scary one. It has been scientifically proven that Alzheimer's dementia is directly linked to gum disease. They have dissected people's brain with dementia that died, and bacteria in their mouth was the same bacteria in gum disease. So if you are a younger person or a middle-aged person and you're having problems with your teeth, your gums are bleeding, bleeding is a sign of gum disease, and it goes up from there to periodontal disease, that can be a big flag for early dementia. Pregnancy, younger women, if you have gum disease, it can complicate your pregnancy and cause you to have low birth weight and complications with pregnancy. Now, we know that we in the cancer month. We're on the very last day, but there are some serious cancers related to poor oral care. The number one was oral cancer. How many people actually get their dentist to check their mouth for oral cancer? Oral cancer can grow on the back of the mouth, on the top of the mouth, around the tongue, and even under the tongue. And here it is. You don't even have to be a smoker. You don't even have to smoke to have oral cancer. And it's preventable, it's curable, and you can help if you get it taken care of. My only uncle on my mother's side, my Uncle Ernest, died from oral cancer. It broke my heart because he kept saying that it was a wisdom tooth. And I was young in the dental profession, and I kept getting him to the dentist to get these x-rays and everything to get the wisdom tooth out. Well, we finally got the wisdom tooth out, but it wasn't the wisdom tooth. He had throat cancer. He was only 54 years old when he died. So I do oral cancer screenings everywhere I can, especially in middle-aged and older adults. We have to ask our dental professionals to look at the back of our tongue. Talking about tongues, I'm going to put a little note in here. If you're not cleaning your tongue, you're not cleaning your mouth. Our tongue is a sponge. And I'm not talking about taking your toothbrush and brushing your tongue with it. Because if you brushing your teeth and then you brushing your tongue with the same brush, you're just souping all that stuff around. You need a tongue cleaner or the back of the brush that has bristles on it. Bacteria and germs and everything is on our tongue. So if you want to stay free of sicknesses and colds and bad breath, keep your tongue clean. Another cancer that's been related to poor oral health is pancreatic cancer. And studies have shown people with pancreatic cancer have a higher rate of have had gum disease, and they've linked the two together. So as we in the cancer month, I do want to talk about oral cancer. I want to let you know that you do not have to be a smoker. And if you're around someone that's a smoker, that makes you even more susceptible, but you don't even have to be around people that smoke. But pancreatic cancer, throat cancer, all of those have been linked to poor oral care. So it's imperative that we take care of our mouths. We're talking about taking care of our body. We eat with our mouth. We talk with our mouth. We sing with our mouth. We worship with our mouth. So it's important that we make sure that our mouth is taken care of. Go see your dental professional. Make sure that you're healthy. Let them take a good look in your mouth. We can determine a lot of diseases from people's mouth. I remember when I first started out, I was working on a man and his breath smelled like nail polish. And I kept telling my teacher I was in school, I said, every time this man comes, his breath smells like nail polish. And then the next time he came, she checked it out and she said, that's ketose, that's sugar. She said, asked him to immediately go to the doctor. He went to the doctor, his blood sugar was 800. He told me I saved his life. He was going into diabetic coma. This journey about oral care started with my grandmother. She was placed in a long-term care facility. She had moved to Florida with me. We had to put her in a long-term care facility because she had uncontrolled diabetes. She lost her leg and she had heart problems. But I was that person that went to see my grandmother every single day because I had felt guilty because she was in the long-term care facility. In there, I noticed that she had a denture. They weren't even taking her denture out. And I'm not blaming anybody in the long-term care facilities because they were overworked and underpaid. And they were really doing the best they could. So I would go every day and take care of my grandmother's denture, make sure it was clean. But my grandmother smoked cigarettes and she wanted a cigarette and I wouldn't bring her any. My grandmother was one of the first business people in our family. She would ask me for cigarettes. Like I said, I wouldn't bring it. One day I was in her room and her neighbor in the room with her said, will you clean my teeth? They don't come out like your grandmother's. And I said, sure, I will. I went and looked in her drawer and there was no toothbrush there. I looked in the bathroom. There was no toothbrush there. I went to the nurse's station. I asked them, I said, you have a toothbrush? They didn't have a clean toothbrush in the whole building. So I told her, went to the lady, I said, listen, I'll come back. And next time I take care of my grandmother, I'll do your teeth. So I went to Family Dollar, got her a little bag or tongue cleaner, toothbrush, and put it in like a little pencil case. Then I put her name on it. And I went back and I brushed and flossed her teeth and cleaned her tongue. And I was able to capture her smile. That started the fire in me. That started me on my journey. A few months later, I was going, and every time I came, it was more and more people coming in the room for me to clean their teeth. So one time I went, it was like a geriatric parade outside my grandmother's door of all these older people with their dentures, their partials, and they're on their walkers. It was like 15 people. And I asked the roommate, she was sitting there with the biggest smile. I said, where's Medea? We called her Medea for Mother Dear. She said, Medea's out in the courtyard. I went outside and my grandmother leaned back, just smoking like a chimney. She had told everybody that my granddaughter would clean your teeth if you gave her 2 cigarettes. I was like, oh, no, you're not pimping me out. No, you're not. But she was. My grandmother ended up passing shortly after that. But she had lighted a fire in me. I was unable to go back to that facility to take care of people's teeth. But I started going around and doing it for free. If it's something in your heart, God let me know that your gift will make room for you. And I was just doing it for free because of my grandmother. Now, years and years later, we have a business that's been going for 11 years, taking care of people's teeth in long-term care facilities, and we're not doing it for free. We will if they don't have insurance, but we're able to charge for it. So God took the gift and desire that I had in my heart and made room for it. So I encourage anybody, if there's a passion in your heart, or fire in your heart to serve. I feel selfish because I get to go in and serve people who once served us. I get to give my gift daily. I get to glean from wisdom of older people and love on them at their end stage of life. So I encourage each and every one, if you have a dream, to live it out and go for it and continue to do what you do. I love my journey. I love my space. And I love the demographic that we serve. And I'll give a couple of more tips. Since I have a few more minutes, I have 3 more minutes. I'm very good on time. If someone tells me something, I can stick to it. I tell everyone, if you get a cold, because we're going into flu and cold season, if you get a cold, stop using your toothbrush. Go to the dollar store and get a lot of little cheapy toothbrushes. And every morning when you brush your teeth, use a different brush. Because if you use the same brush every time you brush your teeth, you just kind of keeping it infected because the bacteria is harboring your brush. So if you have electric brush, which I encourage people to use electric brush. If you have electric brush, stop using it while you have a cold. Change the head and don't use it again till your cold is gone. And just use different brushes. Another tip, since I have another minute, I like to give tips because I'm that tooth fairy. What would I be if I didn't give you something? Another tip, always cover your brush. Don't just sit your brush in the bathroom because you know when you flush your toilet, those aerosols go far. Yeah, get the picture. Get the picture. So you don't want something coming out of your toilet getting on your brush. And then I'll close with this one. If you're not flossing your teeth, don't even brush them because the danger lies in between. And I'm going to say it like this because this helps people get an understanding. Not flossing your teeth is like going to the bathroom and doing number 2 and just wiping on the outside of your cheeks. All the danger is in the inside. So I encourage you to floss in between your teeth. And if you don't believe me, floss your teeth and then smell that floss. It don't smell good. You have to get in between those teeth because that's where the bacteria and the danger hides. So what I gave you today, change your brush if you get sick. Brush that tongue because bacteria grow on it. And please floss your teeth. Now, you can get the floss picks or you can get a water pick. But teeth are meant to last a lifetime. People think because you get old, your teeth fall out. When you get old, do your arm fall off? No, sir. Thank you for the opportunity to share. Thank you, and bye for now.
Woo! My God. You know, we can pick up all the different notes that you were doing right there. Okay.
Wow.
Oh my God. Okay, we gotta wait, hold on. We gotta talk about this. Hold on. Where is she? We need you. There she is. Somewhere in there. Dr. Sonia Dunbar.
Let me put my glasses on to
two
cover
hours
bump.
just with
Let me
you alone. Okay,
cover up
2
this bump.
hours.
That bump right there. These glasses not even just cover up that bump. Y'all see that?
No, we don't see no bump. No. Those glasses are fly though.
You know what I want to encourage you. I mean, one of the things I saw when you set up with the whole space there in Atlanta, you just went right on in. You pushed those sleeves up and you made it happen. And I mean, you dropped so many nuggets. Really, we have to take care of our health. That's why I said, our health is number one. It's number one. And we don't even think about all of the importance about taking care of our teeth, the hygiene, the brushing of the tongue. I used to always brush my tongue. It's like, why are you brushing your tongue? I'm like, because I know it's dirty. That's what I would say. So you just gave me a concrete answer right there. I think what's happening, we've just need to have that reset button, Dr. Sonia. We really need to get back to the basics. Okay, how we brush our teeth again, guys, because I think what we've lost is instant gratification. I don't mind saying that, instant gratification, because even though we get it, we still got to maintain it. Isn't that right? We still got to maintain our beauty. Right. So sometimes right now with everybody, and I want to talk about this quickly, then we're going to go into the second phase. When it comes to our teeth, how important it is for us to preserve our own teeth, because we see a lot of people shipping their old teeth out of there and then replacing it with new teeth. So how important it is for us to preserve our own teeth?
It's so important if you can keep your natural teeth, especially for women, because our teeth form our face. So when you start taking out your natural teeth, even if you don't get all 32 implants put in, you just get so many. Like if you just get like four implants and then get that whole bridge, or then your face caves in, because the bone is what holds your face out. And even if people have implants or dentures, that you can almost kind of tell, it's nothing like your own teeth. I encourage people to keep their own teeth as long as they can. They should last a lifetime. So if you want to keep your face, if you want to keep that youthful look, then keep your own teeth. Now, some people can't help it. Certain sicknesses come and they have to get implants all on four. Or if you have like different colored teeth or gaps, some people get veneers. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with, I encourage people, if whatever make you look good, do it. But if you can keep your natural teeth and shift them and get Invisalign and make those work for you, you'll be a lot happier. And let me tell you something a lot of people don't know. Your teeth make your food taste better. When people have dentures or implants, it alters the taste of this food, especially dentures, because that upper palate is covered and you feel your food, you smell your food, and you taste your food. But if you have something in the upper top of your mouth, you can't feel your food there. So your food tastes different when you have different teeth. You chew food different when you have fake implants and stuff. There's nothing wrong with it if that's what people want, because they cost a lot of money and they do look good. But your food does taste a little different.
Yeah, I had to ask that question because I know that was something that somebody else wanted to ask. So I just went on and threw it out there, Go ahead, Miss Janet.
I just want to thank you so much, Dr. Sonia, for what you just shared with us all. Wow, that was amazing. You're an advocate for seniors. Can you come? We got to talk about bringing you out here to Vegas, to Las Vegas, because your mission is so important. I was like blown away by everything that you said. The oral cancer, we don't think about our teeth and how it can affect our bodies and it can give us disease. Pregnancy, that was something new I've never heard about. And dementia.
Yes, that's for real. That's for real.
Oh my gosh. So it's so important to keep our teeth healthy. And thank you for all the tips, especially the one about if you're sick, change that toothbrush. Go get yourself some cheapy brushes until you get over your sickness. Thank you.
It just makes good sense, right?
Yes.
I love that one.
We don't think
I
about that.
love that one. It was like, make sure you have all the type of toothbrushes all over in the house, okay? Ladies, we're going to bring up
all of mine.
Group. Yeah, we're going to bring up our panel group here. Super conversations, ladies. It has been like, just give yourselves all a round of applause first and foremost, because really, you guys have really been not only adding value today, but you know what? It has really says the testament of in regarding to who you are from your character, as well as how you've been able to shine in so many different elements in this space. One of the things I want to know, and this is right across the board, we can ask each and every last one of you guys, with most significant barriers, you have been able to shatter, not only, with your own journey, but what has been that thing? What has been the thing that just totally has stood out for you that has helped you not only to leverage, as it stands right now, your journey that you're on. I know a lot of you guys have had to build up their resilience. Shirley, you're at the military, dealing with those different relationships. Miss, of course, our mayor, she's out there, as they say, on the high streets and on the low streets, right in the community, making things happen. Of course, our very own queen of the tooth fairy, I'll call it that, okay? In regard to transforming people's smiles, as well as also transforming their health. And then, of course, our very own boss lady, as she takes ownership in not only living in the space, not only just with real estate, but just really impacting lives. How did you all leverage not only where you have been able to shatter these barriers, because that's what you've been able to do, but also how you've been able to do it, through your determination as well as your resilience. How you've been able to overcome some of those obstacles? Because when people look at you, I'm going to be honest with you, Dr. Dunbar, oh, she doesn't ever have any problems, no issues there at all. They look at you as being perfect. And you already know also, Shirley, no problem there. And even every last one of you guys, it's like you guys are living like the flawless life. So please tell us, because that's something that we and our viewers know is something that's needed, because we need to inspire someone else. How have you been able to overcome these obstacles that no one can literally see? And so what we'll do, we'll take it in the order of the way you all came out. We'll start with you, Barbara. And then from Barbara, we'll go to Shirley. Then we'll go to Lolita. And then, of course, Dr. Dunbar, you close us out.
Well, I think the life given to us is what we make out of it. So you can always look at it half empty or half full. I have always chosen to look at the opportunity given to me as also a learning experience. And, the way, and, 60 years of experience. And honestly, I'm very proud to say my age, right? So often we as women don't share it. And I believe it is an element of proudness as well, because yes, I am. But in my heart, often, I still feel like a teenager at certain times, right? And we are, and we will. However, life now at a certain part where we are is different. To overcome things, you need to have an amazing support group. I can tell you that I maintained key relationships over the pond with people for over 50 years. That's how far we go back. And I have, you have to put the time in it to maintain it. And you also have to understand that sometimes you have to cut cords, which is another very important lesson to learn. I really get a lot of the energy out of the people surrounding me. And trust me, the life is never, easily. As I said, I come from nothing. My family, they lost everything in war. They were running for their life. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment until I think I was 12 years old. But I always felt rich by the love given to me. But there's a lot of, things other people have. Really, to feel rich means that no matter what, you are also content with what is given to you and the impact you have with others. I always felt very rich in being allowed to serve others and also encouraging others to give their best. If there's another name outside of boss lady, I think it would be called the builder, because I like to build community. I like to build connections, and I feel I have a gift given to me that I can see what other people could do. taking a homeless woman into your operation, believing in her, going into a 2 or 3 year cycle of up and downs, but also seeing the progress in changing lives. As I started and sharing my story about when I'm 90 years old, and I see this celebration in a beautiful place, I think it's somewhere up on a hill, and having people pouring in, that is legacy build. That is what moves me forward. And there are days where, where I want to give up, where there are moments where I feel very weak. And but understanding and knowing where your purpose is will always put you back on the path. And that is this empowering, organization we're building here. And again, thank you, Renee. Thank you, everybody being part of the Global Women's Wealth Warriors, because we're pouring into this society. But you only get out of it what you're also willing to pour into it.
Such a powerful, powerful message. You only get what you're willing to get, what you pour into it. Guys, put some hearts up for that. I love how your humility, Barbara, always puts a smile on my face. I'm so grateful for Mr. Michael Butler for introducing us. And, I always like to give, like I said, I always like to give homage where homage is due, because we all realize that we came from somewhere. We didn't just get here just to get here. And then once we realize the importance of our journey, being able to really embrace the narrative that we're creating for ourselves, it really does matter. And
may I add one part, because you put a very important part. Never, ever forget who introduced you.
Absolutely.
No matter what. This is such it is an important part to put on your board of, because often we take things for granted, but it is not. And I can't tell you how valuable that is to really keep your library of impact. And thanking and taking this time to thank others, this moment of just a short phone call, thanking for that impact and sharing is so powerful,
That's beautiful, Barbara.
Statement right there. Beautiful, 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 Barbara. I'm going to give you these hearts right here, because it almost brings tears to my eyes, because so many have sabotaged relationships because, unfortunately, they think that they got something because someone was introduced, and next thing you know, it's like they don't connect with the person anymore. But what we don't even realize, like you just said, when we can bring it all together, full front and center, and just have those quality of relationships, that really does matter. Don't ever, put this guys down, don't ever forget how you were invited to the table. Don't ever forget that. We'd love to go to our very own Shirley. Of course, thanks again to Barbara. You came to the table, and it's been an honor having you both here, been able to watch you evolve, and we've all been able to grow over the year, guys. Believe it or not, it's coming up on our anniversary. I like to say resurgence, guys. If you haven't already purchased your tickets for this year's annual resurgence, please do so, because you get an opportunity of meeting and connecting with all these beautiful individuals here. But Miss Shirley, please, your takeaway on the question earlier.
Yeah, so there's a soft truths, and what I mean by soft is Special Operation Forces truth that us in the community always followed. And one of those truths was adaptability, because we understand that the operational environment is ever changing. So whenever life throws a curveball at us, or things don't go our way, or we feel like we failed somewhere, we need to be able to adapt and to shift or to pivot. One of the important things that Barbara mentioned is also not doing it alone. You're not here alone. When you have a tremendous supportive group of people that you are able, or that they are able to pick you up when you're down, when you're able to call somebody and just kind of just talk it through or vent a little bit. It's so important to have those people that would support you and will love on you when you need it, right? Because even though we're successful women and people think that we have it all together, we don't have it all together, right? Because we're human beings, right? And again, adaptability to me is so big. But the first thing before, I adapt to the situation, I have to shift my mindset and I have to reframe what just happened and think to myself, what has this taught me and what can I take away? What are my takeaways and lessons learned from this perceived failure or potential opportunity? Because I've noticed that in life, whether you believe in God, in the universe, or you're spiritual or whatnot, I always believe that when there's perceived failure or a setback, that is just God positioning you for something even greater. And that is something that I've been able to really embrace in my life and have helped me to have faith that the next thing that I come across will be that much better. And that's what I try to relay to others, right? Just be adaptable, have a shift in the mindset, and really have those supportive networks that are going to help you along the way, because we're not meant to do any of this alone. Everybody that's been successful in their life is because of somebody that believed in them and helped them and held them throughout their journey. So that is really my little chunk of wisdom here tonight. And I thank you all of you for being a part of my journey and helping me through the obstacles that I come across and just providing me with such value to grow as a business person and as a person overall. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I like to say that definitely Barbara said it so eloquently. The foundation of the Global Women Wealth Warriors, GW3 Society, was based upon not only being able to empower women, most importantly, I would say we like to keep the families together, but really helping women to see each other, to see each other for their strength, their values, and most importantly, for you being a significant, unique individual in the world. And I'm so grateful that the core values of what we built this organization over 7 years is still standing so strong on 2 pairs of legs. I would say now 1,000 pair of legs, but I would say this also, we're doing it globally. So thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Dr. Sonia. And of course, thank you, Lolita. And thank you very much so, Janet Alvarado, for being here this evening.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you. Together we power.
Yes, together we're better. The togetherness is what is needed. Togetherness. Lolita Anderson, because guys, believe it or not, we have one more segment, okay? One more segment, so therefore we can close out tonight. I know it's been amazing, and thank you guys so very much. Lolita Anderson, let's rock it out. You're on mute.
There we go. Yes. You know what? I'm not going to give the pretty version, and I heard that one time from Dr. Branch. And sometimes you need to hear the unpretty version of how did I wake up like this. And the version is because there was no safety net. It wasn't. You dive off that diving board, you either swim or you're going to sink, and that's it. And it is not a brutal way. It's just the reality of it. And I think that encourages you to be encourageable, because when you think of, oh, I can dive off this and I have this and this, or I have my mom, my dad, or trust fund, or whatever it is that may be able to support you. My story was just different to how you deal with that. And I could only press forward. And I just was so creative and a butterfly that I had sense enough to believe in the Lord God himself and what that moral compass looks like. So you don't make crazy decisions that will not put you on the right track. I've earned good learned lessons in life. I earned a lot of good lessons that I understood. Um, and how you got to be me. Because some things in life you're not genetically predisposed to. Some things in life is a social learned behavior. And so that's where the transformation happens, by the renewing of your mind. That's why the mind is so important, to put your space in yourself in safe spaces, that your mind stays renewed, if for real. And that is because you will go into a space where you think, okay, the only way out is to use drugs, or the only way out is to be promiscuous, or the only way out is to not make good decisions or be mean to people, whatever that is. And the lesson learned in life is you don't have to win to win. I really understood that. I didn't have to win to win. So in life, I've learned the power of making your right decisions on your moral compass. Because if you don't do that, there's no safety net if you jump off something and it's not going to catch you. So that has been me. And I do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 count in life. And I've seen it win in business most recently. That if I just didn't pause, when I saw the ending of it, I was so proud of myself. I really was. And it's because we understood the moral compass that we sit on. And that's the foundation. And that's where you don't need a net. You're not jumping off into something. You're foundationally based. So that's me. And that's what I believe has helped me and has encouraged me to keep on. And it encouraged my faith. It encouraged me as a believer to understand that we are champions and we are winning on purpose in real life, in this life that we're living right now. So that is me. I'm going to land right there, and I appreciate you.
I always love when you say that we don't have to win in order for us to win.
And then what Miss Barbara said, remember who introduced you to the table. Ooh. I always say that. Renee Noor found me about 8 years ago, and I wasn't like this. You know what I mean? And I was this person, but you went into a space. You know, you have to share that, and you get to say thank you to my friend Sonia, to my friend Renee. You know, and I love all you, but there are friends that are covenant here, that you can tell the truth, where you're like, wait a minute, that's not the pretty truth. No, it's not. And it'll snap you out of it. You know, you're like, wait a minute, let me snap out of this. And that's what you need. And I appreciate that. It's not just the journey, it's how we getting there. And that's what I love about it, because I like winning. I like for others to win. I really do. And that's where I am. So be champions, and we're winning on purpose in real life.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Love it. I love it. Thank you so very much, Doctor. Thank you. I'm about to call you Dr. Lolita. Dr. Lolita, our very mayor. Thank you so very much. Okay. I'm Dr. Sonia Dunbar.
Yes, I'll be short and sweet. I thank you, first of all, for Lolita bringing me to the
It's kind of hard to hear you. Just
can you let me turn it up a little bit? Let me see.
Yes, exactly.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes, that's better.
Okay. I thank Lolita for bringing me to this table with amazing people, amazing women. I love to glean from the different fields, and I really thank Lolita for that. I've known Lolita since she was about 12 years old, and we grew up together. So, and I can say she has transformed since she's been around this group and blossomed into such a beautiful person. She was already beautiful, so this just makes it better. My journey is this. I was born with dyslexia. I didn't start reading until I was in the 12th grade. You talking about faking it till you make it. They called me mentally retarded. They put when during recess, when kids went out to recess, I had to go to another class to work on reading, because back then they didn't understand what that was. They just thought I was special. So I've always had to fight. And no was never an option for me. It just meant I had to go another way. And it took me to learn about toxic words, toxic people, and toxic environments. I don't deal with toxicity. I choose my words because I know words are powerful. I know that I paint my destiny with my mouth. So every day I say what my day is going to be like. I go in my mind and visualize what I want it to be like. Not saying that it always turns out like that. But I visualize the steps that I want to take. I don't take 1 minute, 1 day, or 1 moment for granted. I lead with gratitude and grace. And Christ is my center. And that's my story, and I'm going to stick to it.
And I love that. I love that. I mean, just keep it simple, right, Dr. Sonia Dunbar? Not only, our journey have to be simple. When we keep it simple, that's one of the things that God even asked for us to do, make it plain and keep it simple, but most importantly, take the action. Earlier today, our very own Karen Geddes, she spoke about that action. And you all have been taking, I would say, not only massive action, but definitely being able to put things into perspective. We're going to have Miss Janet Everardo to bring everything on home as we get ready to make that transition for our next segment of Phenomenal Women. Janet Everardo, take it away.
Wow, Renee. First of all, thank you for introducing me to some phenomenal women here today. And every day, actually, with the GW3 Warrior Society, we impact each other. We uplift each other. We're not alone on this journey we call life. I just want to say, boss lady, Barbara, Library of Impact. Keep that library impact. Library right here, okay? Shirley, adaptability is so important. You're so right. We have to adapt to our environment, and we are adaptable. We are. And Queen Lolita, renewing of the mind. That is what we are doing today, is renewing of our minds, because we're learning something new. And Dr. Sonia, well, paint your destiny with your mouth. I love that, because our words are powerful. And I love it when you said the disease is in between. So don't forget to floss. I love it. Thank you so much for all the wisdom that you all shared today, this evening. It's evening for us. I don't know if it's evening for you guys, I'm sure. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And for our next segment.
And truly, thank you so much, ladies. And thank you for empowering us. Thank you for sharing your stories, for breaking those barriers and being the women, not only just in business, in leading, but also passionate about the journey that you are on. And we look forward to seeing you all coming up December 13th, December 12th and the 13th. We look forward to seeing you all right in Atlanta, Georgia, because you know what they say, right? All roads lead to Atlanta. Yeah. You have to be there. If you don't have your ticket, tonight is the last night. It is the last night to make sure you get your ticket, so therefore you can be in the house. And I just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. As we continue on, Janet Everardo. Woo!
Amazing.
We can do this. We are ready for our finale session, panel discussion that's with some incredible leaders. We've already had so many massive conversations thus far, but we're speaking now, bringing it all home. Our very own Dr. Sonia Dunbar, she was able to just give us a little bit of, I would say, touching on those wellness strategies. But now we're getting ready to talk about the mindfulness, that self-care, as well as that whole stress management with this next cluster of phenomenal women as well. We're going to be bringing in Dr. Zudian Coleman, alongside with Felicia Shakespeare, Miss Trellis Thompson, as well as we have, who else in the building?
Patrice Richards.
Let's go. Let's see all these beautiful faces in the building with us. Oh my goodness. Everybody just looks so great. Let's see. Do we have everybody up? We got Patrice. We have Felicia. We have Dr. Zudi and Trellis Thomas. Ladies, how are you guys doing this evening?
Amazing.
Amazing. Looking amazing as well. And we're looking forward to learning so much from you. So now we have Chicago, Portland, Oregon, alongside with Jamaica, and also Tampa, Florida. Is that right?
Yes.
I got it right. Well, ladies, we're looking so forward to learning from you all this evening. You know, you've been able to just embrace so much information this lovely Thursday as we've been able to rise to lead for Resurge as we embrace the whole health and the wealth transformation this evening. So why don't we go ahead and start with Dr. Zudian. I mean, Dr. Z, you have definitely been a pioneer in the health industry. You've done an incredible job, and not only just being a chiropractor, but you're very passionate about giving, you know, your way of healing or supporting others in the space. And then after Dr. Zudian, we're going to go over there to Miss Felicia, all the way from Chicago, so she can pour into the community. We will truly go right over there to Patrice Richards, right there in Portland, Oregon. And then we're going to be closing it out with our very own powerhouse, Miss, you already know, listen, Miss Trellis, okay, Thomas. All right, so let's take it away. Dr. Zudian, you're looking amazing.
Well, thank you. Can you hear me? I am
Yes.
so excited. I've been biting at the bits the whole time, but I am so excited to be on here. Thank you so much for inviting me on this wonderful panel. And I've been listening all day here and there and just been hearing all these great stories. So I don't know if I can outdo Dr. Sonia because she did it for me. But you know what? I love dental professionals because, like Dr. Sonia, there is so much we have to teach the public about certain things that they take for granted, like their teeth and their spine, the other teeth that's in the back. And most people don't even pay attention to their spine because it's back there. It's not something in the front where, you know, it's going to determine whether someone likes you or not. And but it does show up when it shows up, and a lot of times that's when we see patients. And today we're talking about how we can live life healthier and happier, and is nothing unhappy than being in pain. And now that we're talking about and we're observing Breast Cancer Month, it is a big topic for so many people like myself. I'm not a cancer patient, but I have seen cancer face to face. I have seen how it causes lower back pain, chronic lower back pain. Cancer is horrible. It comes in so many different ways. It takes out your teeth. I was listening to Dr. Sonia about how bad teeth can affect your health. But here's another thing. My mom, she died in 2018 from colon cancer. And she had removed some of her teeth and had implants. And during chemo, she had to take all of them out because they were causing, the cancer was causing infection. It was hurting. There's a lot of discomfort. So this idea of pain and lower back pain, that's another thing too, that she had a lot of lower back pain, constipation because of the medication that she was taking. And, we're going to be covering a few things about how to reduce your stress in your body, how to prevent instead of waiting for things to happen, and how to, identify certain things. So yes, as a chiropractor here in Atlanta, Georgia, I'm going to be talking about the back, the other set of teeth that we don't think about. They are, when they hurt, they hurt. So how do we reduce stress in our body? It's essential because stress goes to your weakest areas. And if the back is that weak area for you, then your stress is going to be, your back pain is going to be heightened. So one of the things that I like to tell people is look at what lower back pain actually does to the body. Lower back pain isn't just an inconvenience. For some people, it is affecting their entire life, their love life. It's affecting them physically, emotionally. And, studies have shown that chronic pain, especially lower back pain, can lead to long-term physical issues like muscle tension, poor posture, also limiting mobility, but it also leads to mental health issues. chronic lower back pain can create a lot of stress on your mental health. It can lead to a lot of frustration and anxiety and even depression. And that is another subset of, issue that we are dealing with. It's I think it's like 87% of the United States, people in the United States have had some kind of back pain one way or the other. And, when you have pain, the brain and the body is deeply connected, and pain can trap you in a cycle that's hard to break. And so when you have this pain and you want it to go away, what do? You take more drugs. And I'm here to say, I can't get rid of every pain, but I can help to prevent some of those chronic issues to happen, where you actually deal with it right away when it's in its acute phase, when it's just that stress in the muscle, when it's just that misalignment in the spine. That's when you want to, you want to be taking care of your spine. It's just like your teeth. You don't just brush once a year, you brush every day, right? So, I have about 5 effects of chronic pain that I want to talk about, and some of which you probably can relate to. The impact of immobility. So when you have chronic back pain, motion is restricted. This lack of mobility means that you have less activity. That means you're not exercising, which affects your spine and your overall physical health. So weakness can spread to from your back to other parts of your body, and even making some movement very painful, even just moving in your bed. So one of which is the mobility. The other is poor posture and muscle imbalance. So, just like your teeth, when the teeth is not aligned properly, or, the gums are not where they're supposed to be, like Dr. Sonia was saying, it can actually cause your face to change. It's almost like collapsing of your face and even the muscles in your face. The same thing with your spine. Chronic pain often causes us to overcompensate by causing certain muscles to work more than others. So over time, this can lead to imbalance, poor posture. It can also, even lead to joint issues down the road. And, when you reach 50, you don't want to say, well, it's just one of those things, you get old. No, it's something that is not taken care of. It's not how long you've had, how old you are. It's how long you've had your issue, I should say. So we want to be proactive when it comes to our health. Proactive is so important. The third effect is increased stress response. So chronic pain triggers the stress response. We all know about the release of cortisol and adrenaline, right? So while these hormones are fine in small doses, over time they become issues, and they can actually lead to more inflammation, tight muscles, heightening pain and sensitivity. So we want to make sure that we're not having a release of cortisol all the time. That can also lead to weight gain, as you guys probably already know. When stress and pain feeds off each other, it is very difficult to break the cycle. And that's where people go in the loop of taking more and more higher narcotics, more pills, doing more surgeries, etc. My 17 years of being a chiropractor, I've seen those scars come into my office, the scars of back surgery, the scars of knee surgery, the scars of, someone with, scoliosis, or maybe sciatica. Everybody knows about that, and it could have been from when they were young and they used to play basketball or soccer or, any of those things. And they've had issues, they've had an incident that if they had taken care of it then, or just took care of their body, because now as you get older, you're gaining 20 and 15 pounds. So now you have more insult to the injury. The last, the second to last one is sleep. Sleep is so important. Pain, especially in the back, can make it hard to get comfortable sleep. And the body needs that rest to repair and replenish and rejuvenate. And it actually affects the quality and the quantity of your sleep. So without quality sleep, the body doesn't repair itself, as well as the pain worsens, you have more stress, you have, more cortisol, and you're probably taking more pills. I know a lot of people have this issue with, they're not sure about chiropractic, but I just don't understand. Like, I would rather have someone stretch and just give me a very non-invasive, movement in my spine than to go under, surgery. So I would like to, encourage you to exercise, take care of your health. We're going to talk about some solutions that can actually help. The other thing that I want to mention, the last one that that pain impacts, is your mental health. And your mental health, your well-being, is often, affected by pain, causing feelings of isolation, frustration, even depression. So without addressing both the physical and the mental factors, chronic pain can take a real toll on the quality of your life. And so this actually, is one of the reasons why I took it on myself to write a quick ebook about healing your back and how it affects your intimate relationship with yourself and others, right? So all of these challenges, they need to be put under control. How to control and reduce stress, and of course, reduce your pain. So my ebook, it's Heal Your Back, Ignite Your Sex Life. It's coming up, a few days, about 10 days. And so it's really about transforming your back health and reigniting the passion in your relationship. I've seen a lot of couples come into my office, and it's usually one bringing in the other. And eventually they're both coming in because they have issues too, because the other one have, hurt their back trying to help the other one, or they're getting in a depressive state. They're getting more stress, and stress goes to your weakest areas. So with this book, it helps to reveal the power, or the link, I should say, between spinal wellness and intimacy. So with simple exercise and, lifestyle tips and even proven strategies, there's some nicely laid out guide I help you to understand how to relieve back pain and boost your confidence in your relationship or anywhere else. This is great for someone who also is combating cancer, because it is still one of the symptoms. When you have certain cancer, you will definitely have back pain. And, your family members are going to be the ones that are going to be there for you. So when you can be able to talk to them, or, just communicate what's going on with you, it will help both parties have a more fulfilling and vibrant relationship, whether it's with your partner or not. So let's say goodbye to discomfort and hello to new, renewed passion in your life. Try to get that ebook. You can check it out with my, my e-card, as you see below. So here are some solutions, and some of which I mentioned in my book. 5 ways to reduce your stress. 1 is to get nice sleep. And like I said earlier, sleep is so important. Without sleep, your body cannot repair. The other is, let's talk about sleep a little bit. Most people think they get good sleep, and in fact, they're not. They have the phone on, they got the TV on, a lot of things going on in the house while they're sleeping. You want to make sure that you have the right environment for sleeping. It's a sleep-friendly environment. So in order to get quality sleep, it's essential for recovering from pain or even pain management. You want to create where you have a dark, cool room and you go to sleep at the same time all the time. Now, I know I have the same problem. I don't go to sleep the same time every time, but it is a good habit to start with. And this would actually help your body relax and recover and reduce stress and inflammation. The other thing that can help with your pain is to incorporate mindfulness and meditation. So mindfulness meditation has been shown to reduce pain and pain sensitivity and lower your stress. Practicing mindful meditation is very easy. It's just 5 to 10 minutes a day. What you want to do is just have that breathe in and out. It's, you can find a very good guided meditation online. There's so much information out there, and just find 5 to 10 minutes where you can do that. You know, it definitely will help to reduce your mental health and mental stress, I should say, and help with your physical pain. The other one is what I consider spinal hygiene, and that is gentle stretching or yoga. So stretching, especially focusing on the lower body and the hips, can actually help relieve tightness and improve your flexibility.
Yes.
Now, yoga in particular is amazing for back pain because it focuses on gentle, controlled movement. And just so you know, like chiropractic adjustment is a gentle, controlled, and specific movement. I need to add that in there because there's a specific movement to help things to move in place. Just like when you get your teeth done and you put those braces on, there's a calculated pressure to move those teeth in its proper alignment so that you can understand that. So doing poses like, child pose or the cat cow or cobra, some of you might recognize some of those, is this easy movement that releases tension. This kind of movement helps to reduce stress. And, that's something you want to, put in along with the breathing exercises. That's also great. And last but not least, I'm not going to stay too long because I know, we have some other things.
We gotta wrap it. Yes, you gotta wrap it up. I want to get your ebook. That's what I really want to do. I want to get your ebook more than anything. Right now we gotta stay on time. I can't stress that enough. I really want you to share with everybody that ebook one more time, so therefore we can make sure they know how to get that, because we got 2 more phenomenal speakers and we want to make sure we give them the right time. So tell them how to get in contact with you with that ebook one more time, Dr. Z.
Absolutely. So as you see right now, it says meetdrzee.com. You just go to that site and you'll see a tab that says ebook.
Absolutely. And then we're going to be closing out with this segment anyway. So we got one more question for all the phenomenal ladies and leaders that are here. But we want to say thank you so much.
Thank you.
We want to, next time, we got to come and get we need to come and experience the whole body alignment, our back alignment. So we need to do a field trip there, Janet. Just make sure we put that in the books, visiting Dr. Zudian or Dr. Zudian. You can bring that table right there too. You already know, December 13th.
I think the experience is at the spa, so you can come and relax. The ambiance will be set, the candles, the environment will be set up for that relaxation. Let's make that trip.
Okay, let's do that. Well, our next amazing speaker is going to be none other than the one and only Miss Patrice Richards over there in Portland, Oregon. Everyone knows she's like our Martha Stewart, meet MacGyver, so phenomenal, inside and out, a mother, not only a mother, but definitely an entrepreneur. And I like to say you just have a way with just always winning, Patrice. What did you win this week? I just want to know, what did you want to win this week? A brand new car, right?
A brand new car, yes, indeed.
Wow.
Yes, it's definitely.
Try to put some hearts up in the chat, because this is truly one of our winning warriors who's getting ready to share her story. Take it away, Patrice Richards, all the way from, even though you're Portland, Oregon, you're originally from Chicago. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes, born and raised.
Well, it's nice having you here.
Thank you so much, Renee. Oh my gosh, it's just such an honor to just be in this moment in time, just spending it with some really amazing women and men all around the world. I do not take this moment for granted. And so thank you so much for your integrity. Thank you so much for just your willingness to pour back into the lives of others. And, on this day, I want to talk about wellness, and I want to talk about when it comes to the mind, body, and spirit. As a phenomenal mother, I want to talk about being a phenomenal parent to my children, and what it looks like, what it takes to keep going and to continue to give and pour back into their lives, so they can continue to live out the legacy that I've instilled in them. When you think about, I'm so fascinated with our brain. So when you think about our neurons, we have over between 86 to 100 billion neurons. And when you think about the connectivity of these neurons, it's like you have to continue to stimulate your neurons. And so for me, I try and find different unique ways when it comes to my wellness, to pouring back into my children's and how I create the space for them in their living environment. And so practicing gratitude, when you think about the mental health, my mental health state of being, I have to make sure that I'm in alignment, because as a phenomenal parent to my children, it takes a lot of work and I make it look really easy. But at the same time, I have God on my side and he gives me the strength to continue to endure. Being able to find time for myself, after pouring into their lives, after exposing them to different cultures, to different ethnic groups around town and outside of the country, is really crucial for me to not forget about Patrice, because if I'm not good for, myself, how can I be good for anyone else? So I have to fill my own cup up. And also looking at the problems as opportunities for myself, when it comes to seeing the problem at hand and trying to figure it out. And sometimes I may not be able to figure it out right then and there, but, just knowing that I can come back to the table and say, okay, you know what, let's tear this apart. Let's do it a different way. Or let's try and, reposition ourselves or pivot my mindset to make things better for my children. And also, I think it brings a lot of growth, and also applying myself, gaining practical knowledge, applying my wisdom, and just being in the moment with my children, as a phenomenal parent, man, it's so exciting, to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to give a portion of everything I have to my children. That's a conscious decision I have to make for myself, and to know that because I'm making that conscious decision to give to another human being, it speaks volume. I know that I will continue to be blessed. And like Renee said, continue to be that winner, winning on purpose, champions winning on purpose, not only for just my life, but for my children's lives. Being able to walk into different arenas with my children and they exude so much brilliance and intelligence, and, they're able to navigate, their whereabouts. It speaks so much volume, and it really gives me joy just to be able to step back and say, you know what, I did that. And, not to forget to pat myself on the back. And so from a spiritual standpoint, I have to set the foundation for my children. As a Jesus believer, I know that that's the way to go. No one's twisting my arm and telling me and forcing me to believe a certain thing. I believe it because I have big faith. And so to be able to say, okay, kids, it's time for church, or okay, kids, it's time for Bible study, or okay, let's have a day of community service around town. Let's pour into the lives of others. I want to continue to be that example for my children, and not only just doing it in my own will, but in God's will. So on a spiritual level, I want my life to continue to be meaningful, and purposeful, and just thinking about the greater calling on my life and why I even exist. When you think about the wellness strategies, some of the wellness strategies that I do try and implement for my physical health, I try and work out. I make sure that not only am I working out, but my children are working out, exercising, eating well, also making sure you have that intake of vitamins, sleeping well, getting those power naps so you can gain energy along your journey. Because being a phenomenal parent, it comes with a lot of stresses. And like Dr. Zudiman said, you have to know how to just be able to step back and reset your mind, and release the stress. And so as far as my body, just being able to be physically fit for myself and for my children, because we do so many different phenomenal activities around town. You know, I have to be physically fit so I can navigate with my children. So I love to rollerblade. I love to teach my children how to rollerblade. I just love to just be able to give them everything that my parents have given to me. I am a certified nursing assistant. And I'm also, I wear a lot of hats, you guys. I'm a chef, certified nursing assistant. I love to educate children, not only just my children, but other children. You know, being a philanthropist, you know, being able to go out there into the world and represent myself well, being able to have greater impacts in the lives of others is my true mission. And, you know, I'm just really pumped to see all the things that I have done and to also glean from others that are pouring into my life. This Global Women Wealth Warriors organization has truly propelled me to greater heights. I'm so grateful in this moment in time because I've learned from each and every one of you ladies, you know, how to just represent myself well, how to believe in me, how to just pour back into my own cup. And so I think that, you know, in this time, I am continuing to be creative and being creative for my children and their well-being. It's one of my greatest goals. And so when you think about just everything that you're trying to, everything that you're trying to achieve in life, you have to know that you can do it. You know, you have to tell yourself, and sometimes you have to be your own motivator. You know, you have to be your own cheerleader in the midst of it all. And so I'm just grateful to have this opportunity to just be here, to be present, and to, you know, showcase to the world that, you know, it is possible. All things are possible with God. And I just think about just standing in gratitude, you know, just standing in that gratitude. And so what was really touching to me earlier, Miss Lolita, wow, I promise you, she touched my whole life, and she put it inside of me to say, you know what, Patrice, let's keep going. And so never giving up on myself, never giving up on my dreams, my hopes and my aspirations, and continuing to just be a life learner, you know, continuing to just stand in my all greatness that God has bestowed upon me. So I thank you so much, Queen Renee, for this opportunity to just represent myself well. And yeah, I say just keep going at it. And we all need each other, and we can't do this thing alone. So thank you. I appreciate you.
Well, we appreciate you also.
That's right.
Yeah. Also appreciate you, and being the mother and the leader that you are. You have definitely not only been a trailblazer, you have given us so much inspiration and hopes as well. Wouldn't you agree, Janet?
That's right. Patrice, you're incredible. Thank you so much for sharing those nuggets. Oh my gosh. Self-care, self-love for sure. And Dr. Z, oh, chiropractic, yes. A chiropractic will cure those aches that you have in your bodies.
Cure. I don't want to say cure now. Let's not say cure, but we'll definitely.
I have a testimonial. Personally,
okay.
It really, don't overlook a chiropractor. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Try it.
I think with the chiropractor, it's important for us to stay in alignment, right? And that's one of the things that
and that's what they do. Yes,
truly help us with, because we don't even realize as we are, I would say, getting wiser, ladies. Okay, as we're getting wiser or aging, our body shifts. You know, we don't even walk the same when we were in our 20s and 30s because of heels. We don't even realize certain things that we've been doing that have caused unnecessary, I would say, probably uncomfortableness or even stress to the body.
Wear and tear on the body.
Yes. So it's important to have that contact that's called chiropractor. And if her name happens to be Dr. Zudian, hey, we'll definitely take care of you. Okay? Yes. Well, thank you again, Patrice. Amazing segment. We already know you were going to slay it. And so I'm looking so forward to hearing from our next speaker, guys, the one and the only TED Talk speaker. I mean, she's been blazing just a wonderful woman of inspiration and grace, none other than the very own Felicia Shakespeare, who we are looking forward to also embracing in 2024, December 12th, for her President Lifetime Achievement Award. Let's go, okay? Whoop, whoop, whoop,
Wow.
whoop, 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 whoop.
What a night. What a night. You know, and I hope we're saving the best for last here tonight. Because Renee and I've been rolling since 4 a.m. this morning.
I know.
You
That's
still
what I
let
told
me
Janet.
finish.
I kid you not. I said, Janet, I'm very tired right now. But you know what? She said, you look great.
You
I'm like,
do.
okay.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. And I just have been so blessed. I just can't even imagine all of this content and quality that on the second half, what the full 5 hours before this was throughout the day. But I'm just excited to share some of my story. And I think, again, as it was just stated, Dr. Lolita kind of just, you know, sometimes we kind of skate over so many important parts of our lives. And because we're just in it, right? We're doing it. You know, so if I could speak to something tonight, it would be that you were born for this. You were literally born for this. You were born to do the thing you're doing in this very moment. But all of the collective things that got us here was what? Resilience, you know, and even being a leader. You know, we're talking about legacy leaders, and you know, the oldest and my, you know, oldest child in my family, and now having my dad went on to be with the Lord 20 years ago, and just kind of been right by my mom's side. So even the connection, the surgery and all of that, my mom had 2 back surgeries, and just all of what it takes. But then you know, you just want to stop and sometimes to just think about, you know, what you are contributing to the world, you know. So I just want to just take my time and also just let you know that no one can do what God created you to do. But I'll say, but it's really all up to you, right? It takes you understanding your identity, clearly understanding who you are. And no matter what family you came through, no matter what circumstances you came through, you know, and I look back, you know, to that little girl on the west side of Chicago. We're talking about Chicago tonight. Didn't have a blueprint, didn't have parents that had went to college, didn't have a family member that had went. And it was just something that was ignited in me through my educator, that, you know, you were worthy and you could do this little Black girl. And again, blue collar community, just really hardworking parents. And, you know, to go on to not to just go to college once, not twice, but 3 times, but not because it was easy, but because it was part of my DNA. It was part of my destiny and my purpose, because I figured it out, and we're always figuring it out, right, along the way. So again, my name is Felicia Shakespeare. I just want to give you a little bit about me, background about me. I have dual roles, but I want to talk about the fact, as it was already stated, but I am a educator, and I'm also the founder of A Purpose-Driven Woman, LLC. As our wonderful host tonight has already told you, I'm a TEDx speaker. I've spoken globally, and I've won various awards by the grace of God, a 2-time best-selling author, and I empower women, and all those committed to personal growth, to build authentic brands in a safe space, offering professional development and personal growth resources through online and offline platforms. Additionally, I've had the honor to serve several boards, the Law Center for Better Housing. So all the synergies tonight, we're all interconnected. You know, Law Center for Better Housing fights for renters' rights in Chicago. For those who may not understand where they stand, we have a team of lawyers, and now we have even a chat bot that's working hard to ensure that those individuals are taken care of. Additionally, the board of directors for the alumni board of Elmhurst University, and I also sit on the governing board for IDEA, which is a part of the Illinois Educators Alliance Association here. With that said, you know, again, back to identity, you know, purpose, power, enough, you know, identifying the fact that, again, no matter what has transpired, and I really want to talk to the resilience of it all, you know, again, having also myself, you know, I'll never forget even being a college student. And I want to talk about that. I just talked about having 3 degrees, but I didn't talk about the fact that, during that first degree, again, no roadmap, the struggle of starting at a community college, paying my way, working and going to school, and then ultimately getting ill. Like, I will never forget my junior year, how I was diagnosed. I had a cyst. I had a condition, and my doctor was like, "Well, you have to stop." And I'm like, "No, I gotta go." He's like, "No, what's more important, your education or your life?" I'm like, "Well, obviously, yes, my life." So having to, take that year off, and you know how we are, we're just overachievers as women. We're talking about women leaders, right? We're always thinking we're kind of like a superhuman. With that said and done, didn't know I was going to be on my back. It was going to take 6 months to even just start feeling like myself. And then it was going to take 6 months to a year to go back, Renee and everyone, to pay that bill to get back in college. So it wasn't a cookie cutter 4-year situation. I wasn't living on campus. I wasn't experiencing that luxury. I literally will never forget the day. We just talked about this recently, my mom and I, the story. Wow. I'll never forget Chicago. We had those brutal winters. And this one time I was on my way to my part-time job while I was working and going to school. And that down coat felt like tissue on my back. And I cried because I didn't want to do it anymore. So the power of resilience, not giving up, knowing. So we're all standing in these seats in these places because we did not give up. And it took me 6 years to earn my undergrad, my bachelor's degree in business. So I always tell my mom that's her degree. And then to fast forward, into education, having a conversation with my dad one day when IBM cut my position, again, rising up, here I am on this job, thinking I've done everything I wanted to do. And it was something in my spirit that, no, you're not going to be here much longer. And getting the call the next day telling me my position was cut. So now I'm in a position where, okay, it's not looking like it does on paper or in the movies. This is real life. So what are you going to do next, Felicia? And the doors were not opening. And then having that conversation with my dad, which was an epiphany. Didn't you always want to go into education? And it was like, I'm like, wow. And so again, someone said that tonight, we need one another. Because again, no one has all the answers. And we need those individuals who can see in us what we can't see in ourselves sometimes when we're in that bubble and in that process of making a decision. So God used my dad, and to even halfway in the program, tragically lose my father. I gave the story. I told a little bit of tonight, knowing how, I will never forget being in my, in a classroom. And literally they're just letting me know, you got to come, you got to go because you have an emergency. You're going to take all your stuff for the rest of the day. I was not knowing that I was heading to the hospital. And I'm thinking, my brother had already called me on the phone in the office, like, we're going to meet you there. Dad's in the ambulance. Woo, woo, woo. This is the same man as I'm pursuing my master's degree, pivoting my career out of IBM, and now going through this process. I'm literally waiting for them to say, where's my, I'm like, where's dad? Where's dad? And it was just like the movies, guys. And to find out that day that my dad didn't make it, it took everything in me to continue. We're talking about the power of resilience. It took everything within me to finish that program. And I dedicated it to my dad. And that second degree was his degree. So again, it was bittersweet to walk across that stage knowing that he was the one that had prompted me. And he was the one that encouraged me. And here I am. And again, we're not even dealing with, guys, what it just takes to be a woman in these situations, where you're the one or the only one woman of color, or just the only woman in the organization that's striving to be successful, again, trying to get through these glass ceilings that really don't exist. And then you really figure out, guess what? I got to go over here and create something of my own in order to really do what I want to do. Because guess what? Again, another scenario. People will have limitations on what they want. But again, you have to rise up. And again, back to identity, your purpose, the power. And I always tell people, God has always given us the innate ability. You had it all along. And so many times we're searching for things outside of the power that he's given us. But again, you have what it takes. And when he gives you those markers, you know, when you're seeing those steps of success, that lets you know you're just on the right path. So I'm even grateful. When I go in December, I'm going to be grateful because no one knows, and I'm going to pull it up because I got the stats over here. Over 17,000 hours, 18 years serving in Life Center Ministries, Bethel Community Outreach Ministries, serving women, you know, who were restarting their lives, dressed for success. You know, I was just putting all that together, you know, and having these opportunities to serve women in Chicago through Chicago Innovations, just volunteering time and energy. This is not just an overnight process. We didn't just become who we are, but we can't forget who we are either. So identity, purpose, power, and ultimately knowing you are enough, fighting through the imposter syndrome, fighting through, you know, all of the things that want to continue to tear us down. You know, we're in a society where they're not building up. And I would say this, I've heard of late, as I get ready to close, because I do have my timer on here, women of late, particularly Black women, have been the most disrespected person in America. You know, even we did the stats this week in Chicago, how the crime against, we're talking about not just breast cancer awareness, but even domestic violence as we end October, some of the most violent crimes. We are at the top of the list in this wonderful city that I love. You know, the stats are high. We are the one that the crimes, 30% of the crimes here are committed against women. So we have, ladies, we have something to be thankful for and proud of, and knowing that we can work together and there's no one can do what God created you to do in the way that you can do it. And again, having served, and in that third degree, I end up earning on my own, you know, just because of a mentor encouraging me, a master's of education in educational leadership. So again, writing a book that changed everything. You are your brand, building from the inside out. When I wrote that book as a labor of love, wanting to help college students and those who were changing their careers, as I wrap this up, to understand that, guess what? You have to always know you're representing yourself. You are your brand. And again, identity, purpose, powered up, but not knowing when I wrote the book, the main avatar drawn to that project would be women. And again, which prompted me to create a safe space for women to receive professional development and personal growth resources through online and offline platforms. So Renee, thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
You are a rock star. You, right? Woo, 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 woo.
Yes, Felicia.
Camarado.
I loved it. Felicia Shakespeare, the name even, oh my goodness. So self-love, we were made for this. We have it in us. God already gave it to us. We just got to bring it out and know our worth, and we are worthy. And together we will discover that. Because look, Renee 2 years ago I would have never been here if it wasn't for phenomenal leaders and people who inspire each other and grab your hand and take you along, you know? So thank you, Felicia. You are right on.
And I know I'm going to have a time, but I want to say this while it's on my mind and her. I want to thank Renee, because what I love about her is it's not about just doing it's like she's the one that's always pushing you to be your best.
Yes.
In whatever sphere it is, and it's not a recruitment. And what I love about that, guess what? It's going to innately happen. Because why? When you're sowing seeds, because everything is a seed.
That's right.
And she's putting the seeds out there. So she's our global woman for sure. I appreciate you. I will come back and say more, but I want to thank her for always lending the encouragement, always taking a moment. I don't care if she's on her way to Africa. She will always stop. And we have this little thing. Where in the world is Renee? Back over to you. Thank you so much, ladies.
No, thank you. Your wisdom, your energy, your zest of tenacity is definitely have been very, I would say, appreciative. But most importantly, I just love hearing you speak. You know, you have such a great voice, and I'm looking forward to having all of us to come back for our panel discussion. So please, Felicia, don't leave us yet. We'd love for you to join us, and it would be an honor to have you on board with that. Okay? That's Felicia. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our next superstar speaker is Lesson, okay? All the way over there in Tampa, Florida, who's truly have been so inspirational. We're so grateful to have you here with us, Miss Trellis. And thank you again for coming back, okay? We need you to put somebody put some hearts in the chat for Trellis for coming back as well to close out this segment. That's what true leadership is all about. Just making it happen, getting it done. So without further ado, let's welcome our very own Trellis, our registered nurse, phenomenal mother, truly a trailblazer, inspirational, as well as just really, you're so passionate about life. I can't wait to hear from you. Thank you so very much.
Yes.
Thank you, Queen Renee, Queen Janet, Felicia, and all those Queen B online. And I love this topic because when we talk about strategies, self-management strategies, self-care strategies, mindfulness, self-control, all of that starts in the mind. We know everything is spiritual first, right? And so the first scripture that came to mind was Proverbs 4:23. And it says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows out of it. And so when we think about stress and we think about stress management, everything starts in the mind and the spirit. And so I have to think about what I'm thinking about, what I choose to think about. Because I always say, if your mind isn't right, nothing else works. And so a kingdom mindset is essential to your purpose and to your destiny. Destiny is something that we walk out every day, that God awakens us. We still have purpose. And so when you think about the interventions that you have to intentionally, God tells us to intentionally pursue peace. And the way I'm set up, listen, if something or someone or some things or some people cost me my peace, you are way too expensive. That's where it starts, taking control. And we're talking about overcoming. We've talked about overcoming those barriers. We're always overcoming and we're always being. And so you have to break down, tear down, blow up those barriers that keep you from stepping in, tapping into your highest self. And so when we think about what stress is, as I was researching it, and I'm the word girl, and I believe in order to operate in a thing, you have to define a thing. And so obstacles is defined as something that prevents movement or access to. And a barrier is something that blocks or prevents or even hinders progress. So when we think about the stress that we take on, some of it is very undue. There is something that is called good stress when you're getting married, getting a new job, exploring new opportunities, entrepreneurship, all those things. Your focus. And there's a good stress that comes with that because you're planning, as I heard Alicia say, you're planting seeds. And for me, I'm only planting seeds that I want to bloom. I only want to plant seeds that I want to harvest. And when we think about how we spend our time, a lot of stress comes from a lack of time management. A lot of stress comes from just inserting yourself that's into things that's none of your business. Listen, I'm minding the business that pays me. Okay. And when you mind your business and you are focused on the right things, you don't have time to worry about what everybody else is doing, where they're going, what they're saying. No, a lot of that, your stress, personal stress, will be undone. Just try it. And please message me, and I want to know how that works for you. So when we talk about stress, I found an acronym for stress, and it is senseless turmoil, removing emotional, sensible solutions. And so we know that wherever you react and you don't get wisdom first, when you, as my mentor says, that you don't pause, pray, ponder, and proceed, there's going to be a situation that you've gotten yourself in that you should have never gotten yourself in, which then becomes a distraction to your destiny and to your purpose. And so we have to take care of ourselves. You can't pour into everybody and not be emptied out and replenished if you don't pour back into yourself. I don't pour from my cup, because that's the Spirit of God and those that I surround myself that take me higher, that lift me higher, that call out the better version in me, that call out the queen in me. And if you're men listening, that call out the king in you. Those are the only people I want to surround myself with. I pour from what falls in the saucer, because that's overflow. My cup is filled. And so I got to take care of myself, because again, if you're not good, you're not good for anybody else. Listen, let me be clear. Self-care is never selfish. Self-care is always necessary. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. Self-care is never selfish. Self-care is always necessary. And so you have to intentionally and strategically take care of you. Whatever you enjoy doing, you have to steal away, because God says, be still and know that I am God. Every fight is not your fight. Every battle is not your battle. You got to choose wisely. And a lot of things that we bring upon ourselves would have never happened, because sometimes you just got to pray. You got to learn how to care about people without taking on all their burdens, because you got all your stuff going on. And so it's added stress to you, because life is this. Life is 10% of what happens and 90% of how you respond. We got to manage our stress. For me, I'm a peacemaker, I'm an atmosphere shifter, and I'm a solution creator. You will not draw me into your drama. I'm going to draw you into my peace, because peace is more powerful than the detriment of drama. And so when you understand how important your peace is, and that managing yourself is the key ingredient to reducing and even eliminating your stress, and cultivating your peace should be your priority, a lot of that stress, a lot of that turmoil, a lot of that drama disappears. I'm like Mary J. Blige, no more drama. She made a song about it for a reason, because she had her share of drama. But you gotta decide, as my mentor says, you gotta decide to do something different. If you always do what you always done, you always get what you always got. Marinate on that. And so you gotta decide to do something different. You got to decide, you got to put some no vacancy signs up to the drama. You got to say, listen, I love you, I'll pray for you, but I just don't want to get involved in whatever is going on with you, because a lot of those things we get ourselves into, I know, let me just speak for me, because I didn't listen to the wisdom of God. God gives you signs, he gives you warnings, he gives you everything, because he loves us so much. But if we still go ahead and do what we well know we're not supposed to do, then you got to reap those consequences. And the grace of God will allow you to go through them, but it's something that you could avoid it, because God is always speaking to us. You need people that are going to not tell you what you want to hear, but tell you what you need to hear. So wellness means, health and wellness means, in closing, it's not just the absence of disease in the body, it's the absence of dis-ease in your mind, body, soul, and spirit. Thank you for listening.
Trellis.
Fire, fire.
Fire. You have ended it on fire, like
Yes,
boom.
you did. And you know what? We appreciate you, Trellis. I already know
Yes,
you was
yes.
going to be slaying. What we're going to do, we're going to bring some of the other ladies up to the stage as well with us as we get ready to close out today. We just want to get the opportunity to open up, for this panel discussion. I see Glendina in the building. We're going to shift Glendina all the way over here. Yes. And bring her right in the center as well. Oh my goodness. I want to make sure that we got one other warrior that's here. I see Crystal. I need to have Crystal make sure she turned on her screen. Guys, go ahead on and just come on. Let's just like, woo! Woo! Right now. Woo!
Woo! Yeah.
We have been able to rock it out since 4 a.m. this morning, okay? And Miss Felicia, you already know I had a 2-hour, no, I didn't have a 2-hour nap. I probably had a 30-minute nap, but I said, let's get this done, okay? I'm so grateful that we all have been able to not only, sorry about that, if I messed up, let me make sure I'm adding everybody in. I'm so grateful that we've been able to make today happen. I'm so grateful that we have been able to make today happen. You don't even understand the impact that this piece here is going to be able to help so many other women to move forward. One of the things we realize, even in just starting with this initiative and to transform women's lives, is to show that women can really work together, guys. And let me say something. We did that. Come on, Janet Alvarado.
That's right.
Come on, Trellis. Come on, Crystal. Come on, Felicia. Alongside with Glendina. Alongside with Dr. Zudian.
Yeah, we did that.
And everybody that has shown up tonight, we did that. And so this was just the beginning. I mean, think about it, guys. We had China in here earlier this morning. We had Tanzania alongside with, of course, we had Turkey and UK, all across the globe. And that's one of the most important things it takes for us to show up for each other. So guys, not only are we excited that Miriam has already opened up the doors for us to return back over to Tanzania, because that's where we're going to be going in December after we finish up with our very own resurgence. But I really want us to put ourselves into this mindset. We've had a lot of great conversations that take place thus far. I'm seeing so many messages that's coming through as we speak right now. I want you guys to think about this as we close out today. As we close out and we wrap up today. Janet, guys, do me a favor. Let's go ahead and show some love to our Janet Alvarado. Yeah. I want you guys to think about this. How many of you guys have probably never thought about having such an organization with women that's supporting you? How many of you guys never even thought about it, right? I mean, look at what has happened with us today. Let's see. We have a couple of other faces that's coming in. We've been able to really, really show women how to support each other and how to celebrate each other. So I want to say thank you for unleashing your greatness.
Yes.
Thank you for showing up and just being present, but most importantly, relevant to this cause. Breast Cancer Awareness Month is so important, guys, because we know it has impacted somebody in our lives. Everybody have been impacted by it, whether it's breast cancer or cancer. We've all have had someone to experience it. And unfortunately, that's why we come together and that's why we stand together, so we can do something about it. Thanks again to Sylvia for dropping, oh my God, she was dropping all those different great
Yes.
Yes, she was. She was on fire. You got to get the turmeric. You got to get this, got to get that. I was like, woo! She was on fire with it. And then, of course, our doctors is bringing so much advice. I'm going to say Dr. Dunbar, she definitely was an aha moment, when you think about just your hygiene in your mouth alone. And I think everybody's going to be changing their toothbrushes after today. Now, I'm telling you, So not only I want us to say this together, this is an empowerment mantra. And then I'll ask you guys this question, because one thing I realized, when we come together, we are unstoppable. So warriors, I want you to say that. I am unstoppable.
I am unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
Yes. This other one is I am fearless. Come on now.
I am fearless.
I am fearless.
Yeah. And I am a legacy leader.
And I am a leader.
Yeah. Guys, those words, if you live by them, if you say them every day, not only is it going to help you to keep on propelling and opening up more opportunities, but you know what, guys? You're going to keep on inspiring others. You're going to keep on bringing about hope. And I'll say this as legacy leaders, because you are those legacy leaders. It's going to help for us to just come into our own. That's right, our own. When you think about building your legacy, it's about how are you pushing forward to continue on to not only bring about your own wealth and health within your community, within your homes, within your families, but also how can you be that impact for someone else? 2024 was about expansion. And my God, we've been able to expand. I forgot the young lady from Turkey and Haiti was with us as well, Janet Alvarado. So guys, I want everybody to take the time to think about what is your word in closing for 2024. That one word, okay, that one word. I know when we decided last year, we knew for sure we had to grow. Not only did we have to grow, we had to do something that was going to be able to leave, as I said, those breadcrumbs behind, but not only those breadcrumbs with also a notebook, so therefore we can leave some instructions for the next generations to be able to pick up and adapt to a new way of living. So this year, 2024, has the word for GW3 has been expansion, guys, expansion. Look at us right now. We've been expanding, spreading our wings. We're getting ready to go back over to Africa. I have to think about that twice, though, guys, because I just finished wrapping up 9 planes. So it's like, do I need to do that again? I'm going to say yes, absolutely yes, because this gives you guys an opportunity to see what Tanzania is all about. I mean, there were so many sevens in the chat. Are you guys ready to go over to Africa? Who's ready to experience Africa for the very first time?
I am.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. So what we're going to do, Janet Alvarado, because we've been rocking it out, let's go ahead and ask, what is that one word for our incredible panel guests here as we close out 2024? What's that one word? We're going to start with Glendina. We'll go to Felicia. Then we'll go to Crystal. From Crystal, we'll go to very own Sylvia. From Sylvia, we'll bring it on up to the doctor, our very own Dr. Zudian. And then Patrice, Trellis, and you know, Janet, how you like to wrap it up. Okay? So, Glendina, everybody, woo, woo, woo,
Glendina. Yes. So my one word is for this year was catalyst. And catalyst because I believe that God is speeding up the process in my life. After getting this diagnosis of cancer, I'm due to be complete in November. And so that has just been something so amazing. Had the chemo, and now, prevention is key as well. So looking forward to going live and talking about that.
Yes. All right, now, catalyst for Glendina. Woo, woo,
woo, woo.
Yes.
My word is consistency. I think that was the word for me. I believe, again, some people, they think leaders are born, but I believe leaders are not born. Leaders are created, right? Through consistency, through effort, through continually showing up when it's convenient, when it's not, just never giving up. So I just think consistency is the key to everyone I've heard that has had aggregated success. They just remain consistent, and eventually it did pay off.
That's right.
All right, come on, guys. Consistency. Woo, woo, woo,
woo. That's right.
Good. Miss Crystal with her fabulous self. All you guys are fabulous, but something about that Crystal. She comes with so much feistiness. Okay, go ahead, Crystal.
So my one word is live. And so I summed that up because sometimes we can shrink ourselves and we aren't really living, we're just existing. And so we know that we were put here to bring life. And while we have the lives that we have here on this earth, we need to make it count. And so it's to live and shine and be who you were created to be. Thank you.
Yes, Crystal. Love it. Live.
Okay. My word is determination, because I am determined to continue to bring healing to people and determined to live out my dreams, because I'm not dead yet.
Oh, no, you are not dead yet. Okay, come on now. You know, we don't even breathe that into our existence because, baby, we know we are living our best life each and every day, and you look fabulous.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. Let's go, Dr. Zudian.
Well, my word is alignment, staying in alignment through, your mind, body, and soul, and of course with God, and everything will work out fine. So alignment.
That's right.
Straight from the chiropractor herself. What better word?
I love it.
Yes, alignment. All right, Patrice. Let's go.
So my word for this year was gumption. To be able to have enough courage to go into different rooms that are unfamiliar, rooms that may make you feel uncomfortable, just to show up and not give up on yourself. Just continuing to build up that courage to say, you know what, I'm going to do it afraid and I'm going to do it well. And so that's my word for the year. Gumption.
Woo! Come on now, warriors. Woo, woo, woo. Trellis. Let's go.
Listen. My word for 2024 was grace. The grace of God and the favor of God will take you further than your hustle can alone, knowing that the grace of God has already saw in me what I didn't see in myself. And he's already went before me and paved the way. And with God on my side and the grace of God upon my life, nothing is impossible.
That's right. That's
Come
right.
on now,
Yes, Trellis.
God's grace is to our existence. Come on, Janet.
Oh my goodness. What an amazing day. What an amazing day. October 31st, 2024. We'll go down in history. This is the beginning of something huge and big. And I appreciate all the global, wonderful, powerful women that came over today. And the man, oh my gosh, from China, from China around the globe and from the East Coast to West Coast, we all came together and made an impact. And what my word today is unstoppable, because we are all unstoppable. There is no limits to where we can go. And together is power. So I love this. Thank you so much for everyone coming together, sharing your knowledge. Oh, wow. I just replay. Share this out with those all the time, all day. Yes, yes.
Well, guys, as we bring this session to closure, I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate you guys not only coming back, extending yourself, because we did have the segment going from 12 to 5, and we had to shut it down. And look at everybody that came back. Oh, my goodness. We knew we were going to shut it down in the second half with so many incredible speakers, the doctors, our mayor, and so many others. Let me share this with you guys. Today is October 31st. October 31st. Not only is it the last day for nominations for our very own resurgence that's taking place on December 13th, but also it's the last day for all sales. I'm going to say it just like that. You know why, guys? As we go ahead and lead into November 1st, which is right tomorrow morning, when we wake up, which is a matter of how many minutes? You know, you know, we're going to be waking up November 1st, guys, November 1st. And let me just say this. Thank you, God. Thank you for not only shining the light on us thus far, but thank you for preparing us for what's yet to come. And so as November 1st, not only does it give us the opportunity to step into our new greatness because it's a fresh day, but I want you guys to think about this also. Before you rest, let's make sure you have done your part. Each person in the community should have nominated at least 3 people, at least 3. I'm going to give that number. Of course, there should have been more, but at least 3 people. So therefore, not only can you help them to shine, just like you shine. You know, that's one thing about the GW3 community. We don't want just one person to shine when the entire community can shine together. And so make sure you fill out the nomination form, guys. If you haven't already, purchase your ticket, or if you haven't already shared the information with others, let's make sure we do that as well. As we get ready to go into that production mode, Janet Everado, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And that's what's getting ready to take place as of November 1st. So all roads lead to GW3 Atlanta City Hall, Red Dress Gala. We are wrapping up our Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Think about this also before you go to rest. If somebody has impacted your life with cancer or breast cancer, make sure you reach out to them within the next 48 hours. They need to hear from you. They really do. And even if it meant bringing them flowers, sending them flowers, or giving them one warm embrace, putting them on FaceTime, because I'm a true firm believer. I can hear your voice. I can see your text message, but I need to put my eyes on you. And when I need to put my eyes on you, that means I need to see you. I need to see you. You hear me say that all the time. I need to see you. And in this community, we see you. We value you, we appreciate you, and we absolutely love you. So warriors, thank you for shining as bright as the diamonds that you are. Thank you for being a blessing in our lives. And you know what? I cannot wait to hug each and every last one of you all come December 12th, 13th, and possibly even the 14th. Are you guys ready for that? Are you ready for that?
So I'm gonna be on December 13th.
Yes, I know. Well, I just want to make sure we got everybody here as we get ready to roll our shoulders back and put our heads up high. Not only is it time for us to go blaze the universe, it's time for us to step into our greatness and reach our full potential. Warriors, not only am I so proud of you, I'm proud of what you all have become. And every day of our journey, let's keep on learning ourselves, growing ourselves, getting an opportunity to better ourselves, because that's what God asks of us.
That's right.
So warriors, let's go. Let's go. You know, we always like to close out with one prayer. So I'm going to definitely ask one of our warriors to close us out in prayer. And you know what, Crystal, I would love for you to close us out in prayer. Would you mind?
Thank you. No problem at all. Father God, we thank you as always for the opportunity to come together. Father God, we thank you for another day, Lord Jesus Christ. We thank you, God, that you have given us breath and you've given us a purpose and a mission, Father God. We thank you, God, for clarity, Lord Jesus Christ. We thank you, God, that we work through and push through any issue and challenge that's out there for us, Father God, because we know that with you, all things are possible. We know there is always the other side. And in any situation or any storm or any challenge, you have a lesson for us, Father God. There's something in it for us so that we can share with someone else, Father God. Father God, I ask that you touch each and every one of the people that were represented here tonight, each and every woman, each and every household, each and every male, everyone that has been represented in this room tonight, every family member that they have access to, everyone that is connected to them in the community, Father God. I ask that you touch them. And if they don't know you, Father God, that they would develop that relationship with you, Father God, that our lights would shine and lead others to you, Father God. These things that we ask and pray, and though in your name, in the name of your son, Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
Amen. It is so, and so it is.
Yes,
It's
powerful,
so.
powerful, powerful. Well, warriors, it's that time where it's time for us to wrap up today's incredible segment of not only impacting the lives of those with breast cancer, but also shining the light on those with cancer. And we're going to continue on shining the light because it is our birthright, if that's okay.
Right.
All right.
Birthright.
Well, warriors, I love you, and you already know my message. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. So let's go continue on blazing the universe and shining as bright as we possibly can. And don't forget to pull how many people up with you? At least 2 people. At least 2 people that gotta like you. At least 2 people. Okay, guys, let's make sure we pull up 2 people while we're holding our hand up so somebody else can pull us up as well. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'd like to say thank you so very much, Miss Sylvia. Thank you so very much, Miss Crystal. Thank you so very much, Miss Felicia. Thank you so very much, Miss Glendina, alongside our very own Dr. Zudian, as well as Miss Patrice Richards, and truly Miss Trellis. And let's just say Miss Janice Alvarado. Miss Janet Alvarado. Woo, woo. That's what you say. Woo, woo.
What a phenomenal day, Renee. Thank
What
you
a
so much.
phenomenal-
And for you, oh my gosh, what you've created here is amazing. You're making an impact in this world. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.
I love it. Okay, all roads lead to GW3, and I see you
December
on the other side of your greatness. Okay, guys, thank you so very much for joining us with this incredible segment. Bye for now.